alive. I can feel you all around me, thickening the air I'm breathing. Hold on to what I'm feeling, savoring this heart that's healing. Take my hand, I give it to you. Now I'm on my own, all I am. You said I would never leave me. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dash. Hello, Dashy. And before we get started, everyone check out at Hey David Don, at King Mavs Forever over on Twitter, Standoff Chart and King Mavs over on the Veve app, Kobe Collection, OMI Player One over on the YouTube, Wraithx.eth domain name. Let me fix that a little bit. We got Kobe Collects. We got Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Puddin' Cheeks, Veve Las Vegas, Taps Trades, Mars Davis, Legacy Bermuda, Sody Pop Media, Veve Dark Link. We got Meta Lemon. We got Veve Vibes, all on the YouTube. We got at Nomad with Guitar, at What Wizard Veve, and Gary O at 1234CA3, all on the Twitter. So, like I said, I would like to thank you all for coming on. Today's podcast or today's episode will be about Celsius Network, how it's affecting OMI, and the overall market. You can ask me anything at any time. So I'm going to go and take a look at Dylan Leclerc, who has posted a ton about the Celsius network. He says Celsius has found themselves in the middle of another yield harvesting trade that is turning south, growing risk of large losses and potential insolvency. Get your coins out of hodl mode and into your own custody. This is not a drill. I am not trying to harm a business nor spark fear, but I feel that I am obligated to use my platform to speak when there is potential for people to sustain large losses due to risks that they don't know they were taking. The yield users receive for keeping assets on the Celsius platform is not sufficient enough to compensate for the tail risk of insolvency/collapse withdrawal. I spread similar message during the collapse of Luna and was ridiculed for fear-mongering. Celsius is a massive holder of staked ETH, which is liquid staked ETH using Lido, to earn yield or their ETH waiting on a merge to POS. However, staked ETH cannot be unstaked, so there are secondary markets to trade staked ETH to ETH. The peg is currently breaking. As of a few days ago, Celsius was down 27%. This is what a rush for liquidity in an illiquid market looks like. 96% from all-time high and going lower. Dylan Sinclair does tweet that traders on FTX are paying 2,500% annualized to short CEL, driving the spot price into the dirt as Celsius is forced to liquidate. If only there were signs. Celsius Network has blocked Dylan Leclerc, and he says, I was right, but at what cost? He was called fraudulent for highlighting risks, and as of 13 hours ago, he said 17,000 wrapped Bitcoin owned by Celsius was to be liquidated at 20.27 thousand. Disastrous leverage, unwind underway. And he continues on to say that it was liquid at 18.3K now. He was saying that putting together a write-up today covering the Celsius situation for everyone to see, and it's fresh off the press. There was a lot of Celsius exchange halts, withdrawals. What went wrong? There's a lot of things. I will probably make a video about it later. Actually, what I can do is I can go from yesterday. I don't even know what time. Yeah, traders on FTX were paying a 2,500% annualized short to CEL. And what was going on is that a Binance, so there was, I forget who it was, Binance had said that they would delist SC, which is the SIA coin pair, to USDT. So I think it was Whale Watcher that had mentioned that Binance is delisting USDT. They're only delisting the pair of SIA coin, which is, $ S as in Sierra, C as in Charlie. The news was old for a couple of days, but originally Celsius had reportedly transferred $320 million worth of crypto to FTX before announcing that they would halt all trading and withdrawals on the platform. And yeah, it's just a lot. So in further news that they had, a lot of people were worrying about their staking on Ascendex, and all Ascendex products that will utilize DeFi, such as Earn, which is where you can stake, will continue to operate normally without any stops. They do not utilize a Lido or staking of ETH for any yield generation and have no exposure to the Celsius lending book, which is very, very good. So when Hello K said, he tweeted that for OMI stakers, Dr. Profit said, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. Most Ether staking is fixed until the merge where you can redeem Ethereum anyway. It's been a lot. It's been a lot of stuff that has been going on, and I really do feel for people. So there was another 300 million USDT transferred from an unknown wallet to Bitfinex earlier today on June 13th. That was about 11 and a half hours ago. So I'm really curious to see what those people are purchasing. I haven't been able to track the wallet as of yet. But I am continuing to be able to go and say like, hey guys, we're trying to do this, trying to follow as closely as I can. What I am going to ask everyone to do is going to be able to go and smash that like button. That's a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon or on the thanks button down below. So I do thank everyone for doing that. My friend Arya Investments or Arya Realty yesterday, I was telling, hey, you should probably get all your money off there. You couldn't, like I said, they had transferred $320 million out of there. And then they said, oh yeah, by the way, guys, you can, you're not going to be able to take your money out. On their TOS, they said that if there were solvency issues, they could take all of their funds that were on Celsius and they could be like, yeah, it's ours now. And we can use that to pay their bills. It's absolutely bananas. Has that changed in the past couple of hours? Maybe it has. I'm not 100% sure. Now, granted, some people might be like, Chavez, you might have some PTSD from what happened to Luna, from what happened to other places. And you're right. Maybe I do, because I remember staying up because I remember staying up like the day before. It was like a day before I interviewed David Yu, CEO of OMI, and he's like, hey, did you see what happened to our Luna? I was like, yeah, I stayed up all night watching it go from here to here to here to here. And I felt the same thing is happening with Celsius. How does that affect the markets in total? That's not going to be good for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is down let's take a look at this right now. Bitcoin is down a lot. So if we take a look at the Cash App is pretty good about letting us know what's happening with it. Before Coinbase, it's down to 21,153. It is down 17% in the last 24 hours. It is down 28% in the last week. It's just absolutely insane. What's it going to go down to? I don't know. Could this be the bottom? Sure. But see, here's the interesting thing. What's happening with whether it's Bitcoin or Ethereum, it's OMI staying very, very steady. I showed everyone before on the YouTube platform and on the and on the Twitter. Take a look. Like, there's over $100 million in trading volume that's ready to go. One of which 65 million is ready to be bought right now. So why is this? It's because there are whales, I can't say who. There's part of my secret whale group in the Midwest, and there's other whales that are both very, very close to the project and not very close to the project, that are just like, oh, hey, I'll do, like, they have shirts made, do what Randy Chavez does. It's absolutely insane, the amount of what's going on there. But there's a lot of whales that's going hard right now in fear that it might not get to 3 zeros, because a lot of people that are close to the project have said, yeah, by the way, it might not get there because of X, Y, and Z. Now, the X, Y, and Z reasoning does happen to be because of OMI utility. It does happen to be because what's about to come. Has it come yet? No, it hasn't. It will come. I have no doubt of that. It's when, like, Yoda is talking to Master Qui-Gon about, like, you're an apprentice. You have, Qui-Gon. Impossible to take on a second. The code forbids it. It's like, Anakin is the chosen one. You must see it. And he goes on and basically he says that he feels it, he sees it. That is going to happen when he tells Anakin, like, you are the chosen one. I have no doubt of that. And he will become a Jedi. The OMI token will 100%, in my opinion, which is, again, for whatever it's worth. I have no formal education. I have 1 semester of community college under my belt. I have lost about $900,000 in the past couple of months. So take that for what it's worth. But I've also never sold. I think that a lot of my value comes from, and why a lot of people follow me, is because I'm not one of those swing traders that buys down here, sells up here, and tries to time the market. And I'm in the same boat as a lot of people that go and say, hey man, I've lost $5,000, $10,000. I've lost 5 figures. Okay. I've lost high 6 figures, almost 7. I'm still here. So that puts me in the same boat as everyone else. So I'm thankful that I didn't sell at that point, because now people can relate to me more, and I'm calm, I'm chill, I'm relaxed. But yeah, I get it. It's hard. It's very hard to see everything going down. It's very hard for, your peers to say like, oh yeah, check on your crypto friends, they're gonna die. Um, people that have, and it's easier for crypto people that have been here a while, because we've been here before. We've traversed multiple bear markets, whether it's 2018 or 2020, and it's happened before. But what happens to this short term, I have no idea. Long term, I was just telling my last guest, Nicole Qualls, hey, listen, you have a certain amount of money that's set aside. You should really buy some OMI right now. This is my conversation to her, pitching as hard as I can for her to just spend at least $5,000. Just get 4.5 million OMI. Why did I tell that to her? Because I know where this is going. Whether, I feel like George Knox, talking to Maggie, Roger's care handler or talking to the press in Angels in the Outfield. Like, you could call it angels, you could call it, God, you could call it whatever you want. I feel like that. Like, you can call it Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, you can call it insider info, you can call it the epitome of being able to read people. I know it's coming. And I'm advising all of my friends to put in what they can, because this is what I believe one of the best investing opportunities of a lifetime. I was chill. I had 3 Bitcoin. I had over 100 shares of Tesla. I had a bunch of Pokemon cards. I could have kept that, and I didn't. Sold it all for OMI. You've heard this story before. Speaking of story, I'm going to order some Taco Bell, so don't mind me. Comment down below all your questions, everything you have. I'm going to go to Uber Eats, and I'm going to go to the Taco Bell. Hopefully, yes, we're good. I'm going to go go over some comments here. We got Bird the Jerk saying, what up, Randy? Bird the Jerk, I hope you're doing really well. Godmaster Ryan says, hello, Randy. 2, 22, 23, 33, 66, and 22 are the winning numbers of the next Powerball. Maybe buy more OMI. If you're able to get that, sure. I could 100% see that. Why? Because OMI's great. And give me $1 million right now. Let's say after I pay tax. Let's say $2 million, and I pay $1 million tax, and I get $1 million free and clear. What would I do with that right now? I'll keep $200,000 for myself, and I'll put $800,000 into OMI. $100,000 would go to taxes, $800,000 would go to OMI, and $100,000 would be maybe for the Veve app. I would buy another Walt, I'd buy another Todd, I'd buy a Riso. Why? Because I know what whales are doing. And if you look at the Veve app, and you say like, okay, what happened to Marvel Comics? Well, that secret rare like 17x, but the common that like 30x. Okay, well, if that happens for comic books, well, maybe I should buy a lot more of the commons of Vengeance #1, or point with Kamala Khan, those commons versus their secret rares. And maybe you're right. I do see a lot more upside of the commons than I do the secret rares as far as comics. I do think that a lot of these collectibles will be taken off the market when OMI to NFT or other things happen to come. Again, I've gone over. I've made videos where I've tried to interpret, and maybe incorrectly, but I have tried to interpret Puddin' Cheeks and Brock McBlockchain's tweets, saying that, oh, hey, based on the first letter of every word, that we might get OMI to gem. We might get certain things. We would have to be thanking Puddin' Cheeks. What's going to happen? Short term, I don't know, but long term, I know what whales are doing, and I know what people close to the project are doing. I feel like this is not even a hard call, in my opinion. But, we'll see what happens. Lord of the Realm says, just bought more OMI. Let's get this bread! Yes, I'm at 132.5 million OMI. I'm very, very excited. I'm going to order. Oh yeah, I'm going to order cheesy gordita crunch. This should not be $5 for one, but I will get it. I will get it. Um, I will get more stuff. Outside of that, I will get a. Where's the? I don't want the tacos. I want the new Cravings value menu. A beefy milk burrito. I'll 100% get that. Add to cart. Oh man, I can't believe I have to go back. I have to go back and pick another new Cravings value menu. A Chipotle chicken ranch burrito. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna view my cart. Oh my god, it's so much money, but it's okay. I'm not gonna get anything else. Leave a door delivery. No thanks. Priority standard. Yep. Okay, this is gonna be wow. $15 for that. On a run. I'm gonna leave a $3 tip because they deserve it. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna get a call. Moving on. We got, says Randy Chavez, what are whales doing? What a disastrous day. Yeah, blood in the streets. I haven't checked the official what the markets are doing, but I can do that right now. I'm gonna go, I have so many tabs open, and see Tesla. God, Tesla was down 7%. That's absolutely bananas. Let's see what else the markets are down. So the S&P futures, the Dow and the Nasdaq, they were down like 4% at one point, but they've recovered. They have recovered, so that's very, very interesting to why that was happening. You know, if we go to the Nasdaq futures and we look at the day, you know, it has started at 11,632. You know, it had gone. What's it start at 10 a.m.? Starts at 10 a.m. At 11,400, it had gone down to 11,200, losing about 4%, but it finished up on the day at 11,300. So that's very, very interesting. I'm very curious as to why that had happened. But like I said before, if you take a look at all of what was going on in Bitcoin, which is down so much, let me just reiterate that it's okay. It's gone up a little bit, only down almost 16%. But yeah, OMI is not down that much. If you take a look at the BitForex, where it has that like $64 million buy order, it's only down 3%. It's really it's not that bad. It is outperforming Bitcoin. It is outperforming Ethereum. It was outperforming the markets until the last hour. But whales are buying. Whales are accumulating here. This is a feeding frenzy, whether it be for collectibles that people are selling for 50% off, or it's for OMI because they know what's coming. Moal31 says Bitcoin dumping, OMI and altcoins will follow. Be careful, everyone. OMI's done very, very well at outperforming the market. So it's almost a, could it go down if we go down further? Sure. But, you know, we've gone down a lot, literally 17% in one day. Nothing close to that for OMI. I would feel more confident in buying OMI now because it's had its steady, you know, people trying to buy more. You know, not that they say like, oh, we're not going to 3 zeros. Let's hold the line. It's just them saying, this is insane right now. I'm going to buy here, and if it goes lower, I'll buy again. You know, it's just with such few. There's only a couple of people. I know of 2 people that are selling right now that actually have some OMI, and I don't really associate with them. Outside of those people, the only people that are selling are scaredy cats. There are people that just don't know where this is going, and they are doing themselves a very big disservice. We got Puddin' Cheek saying, smash that like button. It costs you nothing. Preach, fam. Preach. Just says, are there any sus characters at Celsius? I don't know. I mean, there probably are, just because if you have a big enough pool of people, there are probably some people that are really sus. Like, again, look at Jurassic Park. You know, look at that first movie where you have the owner that is just saying like, hey, you know, we want this to be for everybody. He has, I think, pretty good intentions. But then you have Newman from Seinfeld that's just super greedy and ruins it for everyone. Literally ruins it for everyone. So are there any such characters at Celsius? Maybe. I don't know. I haven't really done a deep dive into them. Super VBK says smashed. Thank you. Vidimon says when you stake on Cardano, you can keep your private keys, and market conditions don't have any impact on unstaking. I get paid every 5 days. I can't entertain OMI staking since I would have to give up my private keys. I mean, if that's more important to you, then by all means, keep doing that. I do like that Veve is centralized, and honestly, I'm not staking right now. I'm waiting for staking in the Veve app because I believe that will probably give you something of more value than just 10% of your OMI. Now, again, I could stake 132 million OMI right now and be getting 13 million OMI every year. Which, but again, I think that in the future that will be lessened. I think that Ascendex will be like, yeah, we're going to go to 10%, to 8%, to 7%, or to 5%, and suddenly you're only getting 6 million OMI each year, which is still a ton. But I think that in the future, the staking that's going to be the rewards for staking on the Veve app will outperform the staking on Ascendex. That's just my opinion. I have no proof of that. Moal31 says a whale dumped 65,000 Ethereum on Uniswap. That's a good amount. Let's take a look at what that is. 65,000 times, let's say what is it? 1,400? So that's $91 million. God damn. That is almost 9 figures worth. That's a lot. That's a lot. Or is it 65,000 worth of ETH? Let me know. Justin says, why is it called Smash? I don't know why it's called smashing that like button. But I'm happy it is, because you smash it, show your moves from Captain Falcon. Then if Flores is 21,000, yeah, it might go lower. It might go to 20. It might go to 18. Who knows where it goes? But I am very happy that it is going really low right now because, we reached that capitulation point. We reached that point of where things get really, really bad, and maybe we hit bottom. Maybe this, I don't know how much lower this can go. It has gone as far as low as 20,000, like 900, give or take. I think at 18,000, Michael Saylor has to go and say like, hey, I need to not do this. He needs to go and sell some of his position, which I really hope he doesn't. Some random name 18 says, hit that like, folks. Real Randy Chavez always has great content. I do try my very best. I can just tell you what I'm doing, what I'm advising my friends to do, which is to buy more here. A lot of them do listen. Some of them don't. And the girl who I was just talking to, my friend Nicole, God, I love her. We don't speak terribly often. We don't speak too often. Like when you're in the military, you just get used to the fact that people, and I really want people to enjoy that podcast. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my YouTube studio, and I'm going to make sure that I'm going to edit the video. Oh my God, we look so young there. We look so young. I'm going to add to the playlist. It's going to be Chavez Podcast. The monetization I'm going to make on because I want to get a little bit of monies for that. I'm going to have this not made for kids, and I'm going to save that. So hopefully some people watch that, get some ads. The reason why I thoroughly enjoyed that one is because she knows more than anyone because she's been in for almost 10 years. My God. Friends come and go. The people you come in with are not the people that you end up staying with because some people get out, some people PCS. If she decides not to invest in OMI, I'll make sure a lot of her dreams are cared for anyway because I love her. She's and the friend that she was with, Pineda. There's some really good people that you meet. If you're young and you're thinking about joining the military, there are a lot of reasons to join. There are a lot of reasons not to join. Shoot me a message. I'll walk you through every step. I'm going to be having my original military training instructor on tomorrow. I think it's going to be at 7 p.m. Let me check here. I will have him on tomorrow. I think at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not 100% sure. It might be... No, I'm sorry. At 6 p.m. his time. It might be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time. So I will have him on just so you guys can say like, oh, what was Chavez like 10 years ago? Really interesting. We got Moali 31 says 9.5K. I don't believe Bitcoin gets there. Randy Chavez says Bitcoin back to 5.5K Bitcoin. That's impossible. That'll never happen. Moali says crypto has never seen a recession before. Crypto was made because of recession. Well, it's seen it in 2020. And 2020, we had one of the biggest ones. We did have a K-shaped recovery for at least tech stocks as far as Tesla, Square, Illumina, Fastly, Lemonade, all that. But crypto is a bit more mature than it was 4 years ago. So I think a lot of things are very different. I expect another K-shaped recovery as well. Daniel Flores says, I'm thinking Ethereum will hit button 900 by the end of July. It's very possible. Subby0 says, are you a Slytherin? So I actually do believe that I would be either a Ravenclaw or a Slytherin. Now, I do fancy myself, and part of the reason why I joined the military was because of Captain America. I could model myself over him, off of him. But at the end of the day, after the military, I think that I am, and maybe this is just me being whatever, I think I am relatively slightly intelligent. So I identify as Ravenclaw, but also Slytherin because I think that it's a long story, but I don't like Slytherin in the books. I don't like them in the movies, but I do think that there are redeemable qualities and reasons why we need Slytherin as part of the four houses. I'll get into that a little later. But I got a super chat from Maxwell. It says, beer money only. Thank you so much, Maxwell, for the beer money. Or, as we say, for the whiskey money. Mm-hmm. Cheers to that. I'm going to be going all night, apparently. So Taco Bell has saved my cart. Wait, why did you save my cart? Why don't I... Is Taco Bell... Oh, man. I don't know if Uber Eats is going to be a... Hopefully I place that order because I am very, very hungry. Oh, they're picking up my order. And it will arrive in about 10 minutes. Very excited. Thank you, Maxwell. Now, where was I? It was... Just said, do you watch Non-Fundable Wonderful's Voodoo video? I haven't yet. Non-Fundable Wonderful, I really love. He really goes deep on a lot of things. He's out in nature. I really love him. But getting back to Subby0 saying, are you a Slytherin? So South Park did an episode one day of left versus right, of super woke left versus super alt-right. And they said listen, we need the left. Well, we need the right. Or we need the left. I'll go with that one first. So South Park said we need the left, or else the entire world will think that America is just a bunch of gun-toting, alt-right. They're gonna think we're savages. The rest of the world will if we don't have the left. So we need the left, but we need the right because if God forbid U.S. is ever invaded, the left is not going to protect us. It's the right with all their guns that are going to protect us. So I think in that same breath, I think that you need Hufflepuff because Hufflepuff is like the art. Hufflepuff is like the house that is going to entertain you. That's going to be what you're going to do in your off time. They're going to have, I think Fred and George probably shouldn't have been Gryffindor. They probably should have been Hufflepuff. They're going to need people to entertain you, to make you laugh, to make you cry, to make you have this certain type, make you feel things that you might not have otherwise felt. And Ravenclaw is so smart. You need them as a scientist, which I love. Gryffindors, again, they're like the Captain Americas. But Slytherin, I think you need, because you need to have, I don't want to say genetic progress, because that sounds really bad. But I think you need a certain form of, we're Slytherin, we're pure wizards, we're better than the Muggles. Which they are. Muggles can only do so much. And Slytherins, with their prowess, with their, pure-blooded or whatever, they're the ones that carry the next generation on. They're like mutants in X-Men. They're the ones that are able to say, okay, humans are down here, we're up here, here's how we're going to continue this lead. Here's how we're going to be able to go and say, yeah, we're continuing that. So I think I would be part Slytherin, because I think you need them. So yeah, moving on. Frank Zabago says, I bought around $44 worth more OMI for about 39,000 more OMI tokens, sitting at just under 3.2 million OMI now. I remember when you got 2 million OMI. I'm super thankful that you have so much now. I think that will pay dividends in the future. Puddin' Cheek says, just have to learn to be dead inside and detach emotion from your finance. I think this is like Yoda, where it's so for me, like for the dark side, it's so much easier for me, which I recognize is not healthy. But let's say if you're a kid, if you're a young man or a young person, whatever, young adult, that let's say you got beat when you were a kid, that let's say you were someone that just didn't have a very good warm childhood and you got hit for every little thing. Well, for me, it's a lot easier to become a beast. It's a lot easier for me to practice my boxing. It's a lot easier for me to lift weights and, try to, deadlift or do pull-ups, because I can imagine every single time going through stress, like, no, getting beat, and this is how you don't get beat again. And it's like when an adult's coming in and they can smack you around, but you can't do anything. Like, okay, well, you use that anger to fuel your workouts, and it works really, really well. But Giovanni said, a wildfire burns everything in its path. It'll be the same with you and your powers unless you learn to control it. And he's talking to Mewtwo when he's saying, like, your powers aren't being suppressed, they're being focused. And you go into the light side, or what Puddin' Cheek says, that you have to learn to be dead inside and detach emotion from your finance. The light side, the Jedi, they say, like, you need to let go of what you fear to lose. And that's the only way you can complete your training. That's the only way you're able to go and say, hey, you know what? It's not going to bother me that something was taken from me. I can go with the flow. I can roll with the punches and have the force flow through me instead of using anger. Now, I think both have their uses. And I think there are times where the dark side could help. I can think times where the light side would help. If you are a master like Luke Skywalker or like Yoda, you can use the light side and you're going to be more powerful than any Sith Lord. But for the most part, Sith Lords can destroy any Jedi most of the time. But again, those top tier Jedis, from that light side, they'll destroy every Sith. So moving on. Moali31 says, how did you make your 900K? So I had a bunch of money from my aging receivables, from high risk lending that I bought OMI with. I had a bunch of my Tesla that I sold that I bought OMI with. I had a bunch of my Pokemon cards that I sold to buy OMI with. Put about 550K into it, and I sold some NFTs for it as well. It eventually became 1.1 million, almost 1.2. And what happened was, after it had become that, it had really gone down. So I made a bit more than that, but for the most part, it has been washed away by the bear market. Randy Chavez says $ ice poker. I'm not 100% sure what that for the ice poker is, but you do have Randy Chavez saying Marvel Comics, one secret rare or Bitcoin equals same price. That's hard, because I do think that Bitcoin is $1 million by 2030. Will Marvel Comics #1 be that? It's very hard to say. I think Marvel Comics #1 will be hundreds of thousands of dollars. But for the Bitcoin, that's going to have global adoption. And Veve will as well, but a lot of what Veve will be is just people collecting what they like, which is fine. That's what it should be. But a lot of what Veve would be is money going up to the grails. And what's a grail? As far as collectibles, it would be a Walt, it would be a Riso, it would be a Todd, it would be a Secret Rare Spider-Man, it would be an Ultra Rare Spider-Man. But as far as maybe a Vader as well, but as far as the comics, it would be an Amazing Spider-Man, it would be Marvel Comics #1, Fantastic Four #1, Fantastic Four #5, Strange Tales 110. It's going to be a lot of those. And I do think that in the future, the Bitcoin, I think, will be $1 million a coin, and Marvel Comics #1 will minimum be hundreds of thousands. Could it go for $1 million or over $1 million? Maybe, but it's going to be very, very hard. So we'll see. Bill Gardner says, "What's up, Randy? About to grab the whole set of Jurassic Park. Brings me back to my childhood." Dude, same. And that particular T-Rex is the T-Rex that has been fighting their way through the movies, which I thought was very, very interesting. Okay, now it's going to be another 10 minutes for it to get here. For the Taco Bell to get here. I'm going to be also having my my MTI tomorrow, and then I have my friend Steph, who's a realtor, but also a barback for a strip club on Thursday, so that'll be really interesting. Just saw that. So moving on. So I think that Jurassic Park is so, I'll say undervalued, although it might be. I think that it's so nostalgic for people. I think that eventually Jurassic Park will go, and like I said, is even myself that I haven't seen it in a while, I got emotional. Even on the first, and now granted I was a little tipsy, but on the first movie that it showed in the double feature, they were so, like, I was very nostalgic because they were so young. Hello? Hello? Okay. Yeah, no, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, no, that's fine. If you can get it, I'll just give you cash when you get here. No, no, I didn't cancel. I am very hungry. All right, just call when you're here. Just call when you're here. Go through the white gate. Put me on speaker. Okay. Yes, cheesy gordita crunch. Yes, Chipotle ranch chicken burrito. Yes, and then there's one more thing. It was. Mhm. Oh yes, yes, the beefy melt burrito. Those three. That was it. All right, thank you. Okay, bye. How dare Taco Bell not get that? Um, yeah, so Jurassic Park, like I said, I was nostalgic because partly because the movie that's been around for 30 years, which a bunch of people are nostalgic for, but also because you get to see, because again, I haven't seen that movie in a while. You get to see the people's reactions. You get to see the actors, and it's beautiful acting by the cast. I was not taking out of that magic at all. Where when I say the magic, I mean like the people that you're really believing that these people are studying dinosaurs, and these people are going and they're saying, this is their life's work of trying to make sense of the past through these bones, and you're seeing them alive for the first time. It would be akin to me seeing like a Bulbasaur. It would be akin to me like Bulbasaur, my first Pokemon. If I were to see a Venusaur in or a Bulbasaur, like you know, remember where Bulbasaur go to that valley where they all evolve into Ivysaur, and then you see that one Bulbasaur try not to evolve. God, if I were to see that in real life, I would have no choice but to cry. I would have no choice but just the waterworks would just come. And you see that with these people that are just, they're so flabbergasted, they're so floored by what they're seeing, and it just, that magic stays with you. And when I saw that first, and they even have that guy, that lawyer there, like, we're gonna make a buttload of money. Plus the memories that you have. Like I have a bunch of whales. Again, my one whale friend that had gotten 75 different blind boxes. My other whale friend that had gotten so many of the special mints. That is going to give me the 2015. I'll buy it from them. The 2015 mint for the ultra rare, because that's when Jurassic World came out. Like I said, a lot of the people that are minnows, a lot of people that really don't understand collecting or they don't understand nostalgia, they're just like, oh, why would you pay that much? That's too much for it. Not too much for that. It's worth it to them. I cannot express that enough. The amount of people that are whales that would be like, oh, you want that for it? That much for it? Yeah, that's fine. Because they have that money and it means that much to them. Like there's an episode of, and I'll bring it up at some point, but there's an episode of Billions where Bobby Axelrod is dating this titan of a female that's, when she was younger, didn't have any money. But she's a billionaire now because she had taken her pain of not being able to afford anything from a catalog from a mall that she wanted. And she's like, now I'm going to own the mall. And there's a bunch of people that are out there. I know because I spoke to one yesterday that was saying, I wasn't able to buy these Legos. I wasn't able to get to these movies. I wasn't able to do X, Y, and Z because we didn't have money. And now I have money. And now I'm going to relive my childhood because the kid inside me still wants that to happen. Love and nostalgia is a drug. And I mean that in the most potent, in the most insane way, where it makes you do things that you wouldn't normally do. And it is one of the most powerful drugs in the world. And I say that because I've seen what it can do. I've seen what it makes other people do. And maybe Jurassic Park isn't the biggest IP. Maybe most people might not care about it. But a lot of people would want special mints, or a lot of people that, like me, that have emotional attachments to it, we're going to really like it. Is it going to be the biggest IP ever on the app? No. We have a Buzz Lightyear that's coming out. We already have a bunch of Disney and Marvel, and we're going to get a lot more stuff. So, yeah. Moving on here. We got Jinferno saying howdy. Howdy, howdy, howdy. David Z says, you can afford Taco Bell? Well, Taco Bell's relatively cheap, so yes, I can. Justin says Taco Bell is cheap. It is. Andrew Detox says, rip anyone who was leveraged. Rip to them. Randy Chavez says Taco Bell equals low energy. It is, but I cannot drive because I am quite tipsy, so... Mr. Planet Profit says, oh... Says, let's go. Hey, Randy King. Hello, Mr. Planet Profit. Says, hey, all. I hope you're doing well. Ted D says, damn it. OMI dropped to 0.0009 for pity's... Okay, my Boromir. Give them a moment for pity's sake. Like I said, it's very hard for it to go down there because there's so many whales that are trying to achieve excellent oneness right now. It's 0.0014. It's only down a dollar, 1.5%. Why? Because there's over 100 million in volume, or at least 100 million OMI. We have 1.8 million, 1.5 million, 1.8, 1.3, 8.7, 9.1, 56 million. Well, yeah, there's so much millions of OMI that's trying to be bought right now. It'll get there at some point. So, moving on. Randy Chavez says, even for Bitcoin, 16% is nuts. It is. It's very nuts. But that's capitulation. That's what's going to happen. And we're probably going to see that for the next... Oh, God, I don't know. We're probably going to see that continue over the next couple days or so. Hopefully this is the bottom, but we'll see. Henry Pye says, what's up, Randy? OMI to NFT is the most bang for your buck. Why is everyone so tenacious about MTL? I don't know. I think that people are... I think they just don't see it. Excuse me. I think that people are... Excuse me. I think that people are just so used to one thing that when another thing comes out, they're like, oh, I don't believe it. Excuse me. Scott Horn says, OMI being stubborn AF. Oh, God, I'm hiccuping. OMI's definitely being stubborn, but I think for a good reason. I think because a lot of whales are going and saying, we're going to buy right here. Randy Chavez says, what should I buy on Veve? I recommend to my friends buying that Secret Rare Spider-Man, the Ultra Rare Spider-Man. I recommend them buying the Todd, the Riso, the Partner statue, at least as far as the collectibles. The comics are something different. But I also say that I think that they should buy Alligator Loki's Secret Rare. I think they should buy Anakin Skywalker lightsabers. I think that they should buy a lot of first appearances, especially that are animated. Just my opinion. So, moving on. This Platinum Prophet says, oof, bye. Dollar cost average. Agreed. Blockchain Bullfield, I wonder if they still expect $1 billion in revenue. Maybe. It's hard to say. I don't know if they were really expecting a war with Ukraine. I don't know if they were expecting a giant recession like this. If they were, then yellow. You outside? Okay, I'll be right there. guys, I'm gonna go get my Taco Bell. I'll be back in T minus 1 minute. I'll be RB, guys. Okay, I love you. Okay, goodbye. Okay. I'll be there. Okay. I'm back, guys. I'm back. Okay. My shirt is caught on the... Okay, here we go. Here we go. I forget where I was in the particular part of the podcast, but here we go. $1 billion in revenue, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if they had all of these planned. Probably not. But I do think that they will still reach a large amount, not including... if they have any, I don't know. They could purchase something that is really undervalued in this bear market. Like I think they could raise money, and they could purchase Capcom, Square Enix. I think they could purchase something that's maybe only worth like $1 billion or so, but then in the bull market it's worth like 3 times that. So I think that they could do something like that. Anybody's, what's up, Randy? OMI to NFT is the most bang for your buck because everyone's so nice about MTL. I think it's just because again, MTL is not, once you have KYC and you could, cash out for OMI, I don't know why people would want MTL. I think it's just from the fact to say, oh, we can cash out or we can't cash out. I think it's just a principle of thing, which is really dumb. That's really stupid, but, who knows? Okay, there's one. Okay, there's the one thing. There's the other 2 things. Oh, yeah, these are nice and hot. Moving on here. Miss Planet Rob says Randy is the best, most real content streamer. I don't know about that. I don't know where I put my phone. I don't know where I put that. Oh God, is it under? Did I leave it somewhere? Oh no, it's over there. Okay, here we go. Okay. So I try to be as real as possible, but who knows? Randy Chavez says I love Randy. We got Ginferno saying sold Cogsworth and Lumiere golden moments and bought an animated rare T-Rex. I don't know what'll be worth more in the future, but I really wanted to play with a dinosaur. So I mean, if you took something that you thought was okay and you didn't really have any emotional connection with, and you decided to buy something else with it that you really liked, if you're happier, then it was worth it. It's like back in the day, people didn't care what cards were worth. They would just trade their doubles. Like, oh, I'll give you my Meowth for your Doduo. I don't have that one yet. I'll give you my Venusaur for your Blastoise. Charizard, for whatever. People didn't care. They collected what they collected, which I really miss about that. I've done a couple of those trades where it's like, 1 for 1s or, a couple for a couple. That type of deal. Randy Chavez says, what's T-Rex going for? I don't know. Let's take a look at the T-Rex. Let's go, and we'll see. We've got... Oh, God, there's so many messages. I'm so sorry. I did a podcast before. I'm doing a thing now. But let's go to the market. Let's go to collectibles. And let's take a look at that ultra rare T-Rex. Oh God, I'm not seeing Melvin. It's a rare T-Rex animated 1. Okay, ultra rare. There's $158. So not a ton. It is 3x the price But yeah, 158, and I think the Cogsworth and Lemire is definitely not worth that much. It's definitely not. So let's go to the Golden Moments, and it's in the duos, I believe. So if we take a look at Cogsworth and Lemire, it's an uncommon. This is one of the cheapest ones. Oh my god, it's $57? How is a Disney Golden Moment going for under retail? Stupid. Stupid. Just bought one. Just bought one. How the fudge is a Disney Golden Moment going for under retail? You guys are stupid. Like, not you guys. The person that saw, like, if you don't like something and you're like, I don't really like this, I want to get it for something that I enjoy, 100% okay. 100,000% okay. Because that, you can't put a price on joy, you can't put a price on happiness. But if you're just somebody that's just selling for the sake of selling, what the fudge? Like, that's insane. So take that with 2 grains of salt. Maxwell, thank you so much for the $3 super chat saying beer money only. I will use that $3 for beer money. I promise you. Randy Chavez says, just go to college. They'll teach you to steal, not kill. I was not a fan of the college, and I will not go back. Maybe I will if the college that I go to helps me in animal conservation, but I'm not holding my breath on that. Big Ass says, Walt hit 5.5k an hour ago. There's no way. Really? What's it at now? There's like 0%. Oh my god, 6.2k. This is so low. Why people are doing this, I have no idea. I think that if you sell it for 6.2k, okay, let's say you got 5,800 gems, and you sell that, and you sell it for 3,000 gems, okay? I'm sorry, you sell the 5,800 gems for $3,000. To you, is that really worth it? Is $3,000 really all that first appearance Mickey Mouse? Is that worth it? No. I think it's worth a lot more than that, but again, not financial advice. Not a financial advisor. Oh god. I got stuff on the floor. Okay, there we go. Moving on here. Red Chevette says Fantasyland. Final Prophet says 5k Walt is shocking. Time to get 10 plus. Yeah, dude, I wish I had the money for that. Some random name says, what do you think this is the Jurassic movie NFT poster Easter egg? I'm very curious to see what we get as far as the NFT from the ticket. I'd hope it'd be an egg. And what I was hoping is that it would be one of the big 3 that was in the end of the movie. I think it still can be, just be one of the 2 at the big end of the movie, and the other one that was kind of one of the main dinosaurs. Comment down below if you get that. If you get that reference. Subby0 says, I was not expecting that philosophical response. I asked because that snake cane is clearly a gift from Draco's father. It is Draco, it is Lucius Malfoy's cane, and it has his wand, inside there. So, yeah, I mean, there's a reason I got this. It's because it's badass. And it's representative. It's representing a field of vision. It's representing a kind of like, not like a lost era, I guess a lost era, because, you got to remember Harry Potter takes place in the 90s. I got to remember that Harry was born in like 81, I think. So all of the his wizarding school takes place in the 1990s, and that type of old school thinking, like Draco Malfoy's dad, he was probably born, I'm gonna say, in like the 40s. So he's got that old school Aryan pureblood type of thing, and you got to figure nowadays, like 30 something years later, that things are different. And I'm not so sure that, it's probably for the better, but I think there are some aspects of the old school way of thinking that should not be forgotten, that they should be there. And it's important why they don't take down statues, important why they, or if there are statues there, it's like, say, why are the statues here? Like, why Salazar Slytherin is completely here? And I think it's because you shouldn't forget what came, respect, embrace the future, but respect the past. Super chat coming from God's Entry says Ethereum he thinks is going to be from 420 to 750, which is very, very low. And Bitcoin from 10 to 14,000. This could get worse than I expected. Patience is key. So listen, I understand Bitcoin going to 18K, maybe. And the reason why I'm at 20,000, it's like it costs more to mint a Bitcoin than it is to sell it. So in my opinion, again, maybe there's some type of otherworldly thing going on where if I'm the one that's mining this Bitcoin, I'm not selling it for 20,000. I'm not, because I'm losing money at that point. I'm selling it for higher than what it costs me to go and mine it. But maybe the people that are mining it, that have a bunch of Bitcoin by themselves, are like, oh, you know what? Yeah, no, that's fine. We're gonna reach this capitulation point. We're gonna have this inflection point where we're gonna continually drive down the price, so that us that has a bunch of money, we're gonna go and buy it lower. Maybe. God's Entry says miners just started capitulation today. I don't see it. 10 to 14K. That's Michael Saylor would have probably committed suicide because he would have lost everything. I don't see that happening at all. Again, when was the last time we had a bear market that went below the all-time highs of the previous bull market? In 2017? No, I think the last time it was, I actually have a screenshot of that. I just did, a buddy of mine did a research the other day, so let's take a look at that let's go to yesterday. Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. All right, so here it is. In 2017, 2018, Bitcoin went from 19,423 to 3,200, whereas Bitcoin was 1127 in 2015. So for it to go below 19.4, which was the high of the last bull run, it just doesn't seem like that would be possible. It just doesn't seem like that would go that much lower than that. Could it? So I also think that TA it's just people taking from what they learned from stocks and putting into Bitcoin. And I could be 100% wrong here. Comment down below if you think Chavez, you don't know what you're talking about. But I think that this is a different beast, and crypto was made to be a completely separate from stocks, and that it's a lot of people that are going and saying, hey, this is going to reach 3 zeros and it's going to reach this because of what the TA is saying. And I don't know, maybe it's just me being naive, maybe it's just me being a little biased, but that just seems too low. But we'll see. Like I said, you have God's Entry that is very, very good at this, that is saying it could get worse than 10 to 14K, which I can't wrap my head around. But Puddin' Cheek says, imagine being so daft as a miner that you threw it all away at 3K and trashed all your... Yeah, okay, picture this. Picture we go, to to 2018 and you're a miner and you're selling all your crap at $3,200, you think that the miners would learn their lesson and to not sell at all-time lows, to not sell when it's 80% down from all-time highs. Pardon my French, but I pretty sure I'm autistic, so I'm pretty sure I can say this. That's freaking retarded. Like, if miners do that, they deserve to lose every penny that they go and, don't make. God's Entry says Bitcoin retraces 85%, which is 10K. 85% down from 67,000, I don't believe is 10K. So hold on, 67,000 times 0.15. Oh, you're right, is actually $10,000. So so he is right that going 85% does 100%. That math does work out, but again, like, why would you sell at this point? Again, the miners, which you say, so you're going to do an update video with Capitalism to explain, and you say that miners have no choice; they have to pay overhead. But see, here's the thing: as a business owner, multiple business owners, for me, because I've owned 2 businesses, you have money in the war chest to pay for the amount that you're going to have to pay for overhead. It's not that you're just operating on razor thin margins and you're just like, oh, I have to pay, all of my profits are going to go to overhead, and what little profits I have left after that. No, that's not 100. Business owners, which again, I don't know miners from a hole in the wall, but if you're an experienced business owner or a miner that's been here before, you know that the odds that these miners that have been here before, that have zero money locked up, that have zero money in the war chest, that's like, oh, we're going to have to pay this for our overhead. Again, pardon my French, that's retarded. I don't believe that happens at all. So Puddin' Cheek says businesses operate in the red all day long, especially when the network gets easier to mine when all the farms are capitulating. That's another good point. Again, am I just being super defensive here because, oh, my investment? Maybe. But again, you have to put logic in there at some point. You think these miners would be smart enough to realize, oh, we should have some money in the war chest to prepare for things like this. And what Puddin' Cheek said, businesses do operate in the red. Like, I have a bunch of businesses that I know and love that I've given money to, that they almost continuously operate in the red because they're continuously behind 180 days or 90 days on their aging receivables. So, am I wrong? Well, this is what I've seen before. So, again, TA is one thing. But again, TA is just so inaccurate because of, again, let's just go with me, where at any time over the past year, they'll be like, oh, the 30 and 50 day moving average is going to come in with its triple death cross and it's going to go to, okay. At any point in time, just me, by myself, could have gone and be like, your TA says this, but I'm going to liquidate, 120 million OMI, and your TA is going to be worth crap. Your TA is going to be worth nothing. And again, I'm just a Chavez. There are plenty of people that have 10, 20, 40 times more than I do. That could do a lot more damage, a lot more. And on the opposite end, oh yeah, it's going to go to this level where they'd be like, nope, I'm going to put in 8 figures and I'm going to make this go to the moon. Yeah. So Puddin' Cheek says, if a mine is cash operating business, what happened to the profit when they were selling at $65,000 then? Thinking that they just shut the doors to throw the rigs in the dumpster at 20K is outlandish. I think so as well. Now again, there is that possibility that these miners that maybe are not financial savvy, maybe they're just tech savvy, and they say like, oh, we're going to get here and we're just going to blow all our profits. That's possible as well. That's a reason why Puddin' Cheeks may or may not be like, either not thinking of or something that maybe doesn't think is possible. But again, people are people, and they could have blown their profits, what have you. I don't know. What I do know is I want to get back to the original comments where I was at. I forgot where I was. We have some random talking about the Easter egg Sub-Zeros. The guy that Randy Chavez says you can tell Randy only knows cartoons. I know a lot of cartoons. I know a ton of cartoons. Randy Chavez has Chavez says, has this guy ever read any great literature? I mean, in general, people that read literature, it's different for each person. Because if you have somebody that is really sheltered and they read like the Beats, they read like anything by Kerouac or Bukowski, they might view that as a National Enquirer of like the 50s. But people that know great literature will be like, well, that actually introduces you into a world that you wouldn't have otherwise known. Isn't that what great writing is all about? Some people might not be able to quote Jane Austen by saying, friendship is certainly the finest balm for the pangs of disappointed love, which people that know great literature know that's from Northanger Abbey from 1818. Another thing from Northanger Abbey is, there is nothing I would not do for those who are really my friends. I have no notion of loving people by halves. It is not my nature. So you can call Jane Austen great literature. Again, you can. Granted, she is a woman, and people tend to not like her. But if we do, let's say Charles Bukowski, again, part of the Beats, saying you have to die a few times before you can really live, which is from the people look like flowers at last. You can go and say like, okay, well that's from someone that's a druggie. That's from someone that really peaked in like his petty crime era, or you could say that. My ambition is handicapped by laziness, which is from I forget what the book it was, so disregard that. I would say that I know literature better than 97% of people in the world. So that's my retort to you. Dana Flores says Randy knows the massage behind what he watches and applies it to real life. With a message, no, agreed. Randy Chavez says we all know these messages already. I mean, some do, but also some don't. My imposter says, has anyone here ever read any great literature? Well, I think I gave a couple of examples. Dana Flores says not all. Otherwise, there will be no paper hands. Shakespeare, not all. Otherwise, there will be no paper. So that is not an iambic pentameter. Those that don't know, Shakespeare wrote a lot of his sonnets for iambic pentameter, which is 10 syllables. I think I would call that great literature as well. Randy Chavez says, if you read it out of school, just kidding, school counts. If you get something out of it, sure. Guys will teach you about life, man. Will it though? I mean, it might teach you about how people thought, hundreds of years ago, but not how they think now. If it makes you feel something, though, it's good. Randy Chavez says, but right now, Bitcoin and Marvel Comics, one secret rare is same price for right now. But I think the Marvel Comics #1 secret rare is a bit higher. Michael Barnes says, what is the burn going to be like at these prices? Oh, God, it's going to be massive. The amount of OMI that's going to burn is ridiculous. Bub says, love Billions. Oh, yeah, Billions is great. OMI Panda says, it's good Bitcoin is dropping these newbies to crypto. We're saying Bitcoin would hold 29 in a bear market. It definitely did not hold 29. It was down really low, 21 something. Randy Chavez says Billions is great. Then Flores says, tell him you're live streaming. I should have told him I'm live streaming. As Mrs. Randy, your boy has 14 million OMI. Oh my God, you did make it. 14 million OMI is nothing to sneeze at. Multiple millions of dollars. You'll probably be worth 8 figures at some point if you hold. And if somebody joins right now, they would think you're on drugs, man. I forget. What was I talking about at 10:45? What was I talking about 34 minutes ago? I forget. X-Force says, LMAO, Randy, this is why I love you, bro. Let's get this Taco Bell. Let's get this bread. It's so good. It's so good. It's cheap. I love it. And if Flores says, are you X-Force racing team from Aurora? I think that's a Deadpool reference. I don't think he's actually a racing team. But I could be wrong. Mr. Bonnet says, Jurassic Park hit world records in China. It was more popular than Star Wars. Was it really? Just check out the sales, Randy. I should check out the sales. I'm gonna go to my thing over here, and I'm gonna X out of that. I'm gonna X out of that. I'm gonna be like, okay, Jurassic World Dominion money made 652 million. Oh my god. That's wait, no, that's Jurassic World from what? Wait. When did Jurassic World make? Wait, no. That's from 143 million. Okay, that was the $143 million weekend. It was very, very good. Very, very good. Jafaro says, I'm going to watch the movie on Father's Day, so I'll have to get some pictures of my dinosaur. My first book when I was a kid was Danny and the Dinosaur. I still have it. Oh, good for you, mate. Good for you. I love dinosaurs. One of my first, maybe not the first, but one of my core childhood movies was The Land Before Time. And The Land Before Time 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, etc. Puddin' Cheek says, I hope AMC is Baby Blue, but I'm guessing it will be a movie poster. Either way, I'm down for whatever. Agreed. Oh. Again, God's Entry says, he believes from his TA, which he's been pretty correct so far, has said Ethereum is going to be between 420, blaze it, and 750. It seems really low. And it says Bitcoin between 10,000 and 14,000, which seems impossible, but we'll see. And he said it could get worse than he expected, and that patience is key. Listen, if Bitcoin gets to 10K, I will do unspeakable things and to get a full Bitcoin. Like, yeah, that's I don't think that happens. But again, that's just me. Does it says Veve can't sort the market from lowest listing? Wait, what do you mean? Yes, it can. Or do you mean like say lowest listing? Like cheapest, it obviously can because that's what it defaults to, and the lowest, like the lowest mint number, it can. So I'm not 100% sure what you mean because it can definitely do both those things. But maybe I'm misinterpreting that. Puski says, I want the NFTs to be a mix of Jurassic Park 1, Jurassic World 3, or whichever 3 dinosaurs had a prominent role in each. Would have to assume Raptors would be the most amazeballs drop possible. I think Raptors would be good too. God's Entry said, miners just started capitulation today. Puddin' Cheek says, imagine being so daft as a miner that you threw it all away at 3K and trashed all your rigs. I mean, just because you're a miner doesn't mean just because you're smart technologically doesn't mean you're financially intelligent. So, we'll see what happens. Puski says, I hope Veve announces cash out within range of expectations. People are still happy. In the OUP article, soon after explaining how they will take from circulating supply for diminishing reserve wallet. I hope they do too. I'm very hopeful of that. JP Trees says, if talks about China and Taiwan, then we'll go crazy low for some crisis. I'm in. Yeah. Could go lower. If talks about Taiwan and China, we'll see. We'll see. God's Under says Bitcoin reaches 85%, which is 10K. I mean, that's what has happened in the past. But again, Bitcoin's a bit more mature than it was 4 years ago. So I definitely don't see that. Again, 4 years ago, you didn't have Tesla, you didn't have Michael Saylor, you didn't have MicroStrategy, you didn't have Grayscale, you didn't have Square, you didn't have all these companies buying it. And now you do. So, yeah. OMI Panda says Sailor is good till 3,500, if I remember right. 3,500 is super low. I don't think that's going to bother. But, you know. We shall see. God's Entry will do an update video with Cavell to explain. God's Entry, be advised. When you do a video with Cavell, he makes like 12 videos on top of that. almost very like says as a matter of factly, OMI's going to this where, not saying that that won't happen, but saying that every single one of his followers is going to believe what he's saying, and we don't know that that's true. So I'm just saying, be wary that what you say will be taken to the extremes, and a lot of people that follow Cavell will be absolutely sure that that happens, even though there's no proof that it would. There's evidence that might suggest that, you know, those prices might get hit, but you know, he's got a big audience, and what you say on his stream and the amount of videos that he'll make on top of that will affect what people do. I'm just saying, like, be careful, please. We got Justin saying, can you touch on flat Earth? I don't. So listen, I was one of the biggest conspiracy theorists ever when I was younger. I don't have too big of a scientific background. If I do, it's more in medicine because I was in the veterinary field when I was younger, and I was dating a veterinarian for a while. And as far as, like, dude, I don't know. I'm not smart enough. Like if somebody's really well versed in, like, flat Earth theory, it's like, oh, because of X, Y, and Z, because of this and that, you know, the curve, and why are we not seeing that? I'm not smart enough to be like, hey, it's round because of this. I'm not smart enough. Somebody that really knows flat Earth, really knows the science, can run circles around me because I just don't know the actual science. What do I believe? I believe that we're probably round, like all the other planets that we see, and that we're probably... Now, when I say that, I also will say that, in that same breath, I'll say that governments are very, 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 very... They lie. Every single government of the world. Everybody lies, governments especially. Are they hiding something from us? They're hiding a ton from us. And are they lying about flat? Probably not. They're probably not lying about flat Earth because I don't think you can keep that secret. But if maybe hollow Earth, could there be other beings in Antarctica? I know in Antarctica, you're not allowed to go past a certain point. There are security forces around the perimeter of where you are allowed to go, saying you can't go past this. Why? Most likely because there was some dumb airman or some stupid, you know, army person that decided to go exploring one day 20 years ago, and they didn't make it, and they died, and the commander probably got ripped a new one. Probably got saying, like, hey, I had to go and write, you know, this person's family why he died because nobody was looking out for him, so now nobody's getting past this. Most likely that's what happened. But is there a chance that this one, you know, there was like a mission that gone wrong because there was certain creatures, certain whatever that happened, you know, past a certain point in Antarctica because there's an ice wall? Maybe, I don't know. I'm not smart enough to figure out what is what. Does it really affect me? No. It's not really going to affect my way of making money so I can help animals. No, that doesn't really affect that. As you know, I know flat Earth and global warming goes hand in hand. I did look into that for a while. I know that the Earth is a really old and weird and scary place, and I think humans might contribute to global warming a little bit. I don't think we're the cause. I think that without humans, Earth has gone through several ice ages beforehand, and I think that it might go through one with us. It's just very, very strange, very, very crazy. Governments lie, but also the government also wouldn't understand because government's dumb. So yeah. Moving on. Thank you, Justin, for giving me that realism thing. JP Tree says, miners need that money to operate high energy costs. Yeah, but they should have money in the war chest. They should have money ready to go. Just my opinion. God's Interest says, miners have no choice. They have to pay overhead. Again, if I own a business and I know what my overhead is and I have, let's say, 30% profit, okay, cool. I'll take half of that 30% profit and I'll put it away for a rainy day. So that when you have stuff like this, you just don't sell for that price. That's just, again, dare I say. Puddin' Cheek says businesses operate in the red all day long, especially when the networks get easier to mine when all the farms are capitulating. Tron Skywalker says chanting, Randy, Randy, what's going on? You gotta have an ace in the hole. You definitely do always have to have an ace in the hole. What is mine? Honestly, mine is just, I can go to contracting anytime I want. I can go back to work anytime I want. If all this goes to zero, I can get a good amount of money then in the future. Puddin' Cheek says, if a mine is a cash operating business, what happened to the profit? And they were selling at $65,000 then. Thinking that they just shut the doors and throw the rigs in the dumpster at $20K is outlandish. Agreed 100%. Now, God's Entry says Michael Saylor will most likely get liquidated. He's a target of liquidity for market makers. Think that he'd be a little smarter than that, and you think that he could probably raise a couple $100 million if he wanted to, pretty easily. Just by issuing more stock or taking on more debt, probably would be pretty easy for him to do that. Puddin' Cheeks does say, God's Entry, yeah, I think he does have a target on him, so we are in agreement on that. R1C8 says Saylor should make friends with market makers to not get liquidated. He probably should. He definitely should. Okay. We got a Batman Azteca animated movie has been ordered by HBO Max on Latin America. Very nice. Very good. Just says, why has the token burn tracker been pegged at 53 billion for like 2 weeks? I have zero idea. This is why is nobody talking about Okomi's tracker? I think because it probably doesn't matter. Most likely because I don't think it matters. Also, why is my... Hang on. I want to ask everyone to smash that like button. That'd be super great. So let me go to token.vv.me and we'll take a look at the burn wallet, which is at 53.6 billion, like Justin said. And then I'll go to Puddin' Cheeks' spreadsheet, which is where you probably should be going for your stuff anyway. And I'll see what that says as far as token OMI burn. Okay, there's the circulating supply. We're in circulation. I don't know if it says. It says gems bought in app, total purchase. Okay, it's 223 that were spent. Yeah, no, if you go to Puddin' Cheeks' chart, just go to Puddin' Cheeks on Twitter. It'll show you that it has 58.5 billion OMI burned. So don't look at token.vv.me. Look at Puddin' Cheeks' docs.google.com. Go to his Twitter. It'll talk about that. Crystal Stroud says, meow, Randy, while watching you eat, I was thinking that you can start a second channel for ASMR Taco Bell eating. Maybe they will sponsor you. Maybe. Oh, yeah. So good. I hope they do. Ziggy says, so does Dashi get sold at 0.0009? Probably not. I mean, I've had offers of Dashi for 10K. And 10 million OMI would probably be nice. 30K, I'd probably, I might if OMI's at this price or below. But I would take the payment like in OMI probably. Mostly in OMI and a little bit of cash. At 30K, I wouldn't take anything lower because Dashi's worth probably a bit more. Ziggy says, no way Bitcoin goes below 15K. I don't think it goes below 18, but we'll see. Ziggy says, there's a huge wall that begins at 15. I think there's a huge wall that begins a lot sooner than that, but we'll see. God's Edge says 15K is an irrelevant number. Why is it irrelevant, though? Very, very concerned, very confused. Justin says, I believe we're round. Yeah, I think we're round also. But I'm dumb enough to say that. Like, I don't know. I have no idea. Like, I'm smart enough to say that I'm not smart enough to know for sure. God's Entry says walls can be lifted. Jesse Trade says, damn, just open CoinMarketCap. Honestly, unpopular opinion, but I prefer NFTs over crypto, which is fair. This Trade says people actually hold art. Yeah, they do. Those can't short Iron Man either. Also true. Those NFTs are crypto. I mean, kind of, but not really. Because again, you can't short it. Crystal Strauss says there are some weird structures and formations on Antarctica. There totally are. It's very, very weird. What's that? The world is strange. And Jesse Trade says he preferred to hold crypto over coin, or prefer to hold art over coins. Agreed. Punchik says humans will kill themselves off, and the Earth will keep on spinning. The Earth could blow up, and the solar system would be fine. The solar system could blow up, and the galaxy could be fine. Milky Way would be fine. Andromeda would be fine. The whole universe is so crazy. It's so insane. And we're just these tiny little beings on the speck of dirt. It's nuts. Like what? Oh god. Like what I do in my podcast, what I do when talking to people or when talking to you guys, that's going to be seen in 100 years as like caveman writings. Like, oh my god, these guys were so primitive. These guys were so, in their the ways of communication, and this is how they talk to people at mass. Like, people are going to look at Periscope and they're going to be like, these guys were ridiculous. These guys were dumb. Podcasting, I think, and YouTube is a little bit different. But yeah, they're going to look at this and be like, wow, I can't believe this is how people used to communicate to large amounts of people. Like, before Neuralink, and now with Neuralink, people are going to be like, oh, subscribe to my mind feed, and they, any crazy thought that goes in their head and go to the people that subscribe to them. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be insane. Joseph says, peeps aren't looking at them as crypto. That's why they're undervalued. Also true. Punchik says the tracker is behind because now they're doing roll-ups every day. Seems like a bunch of tokens stuck between layers. Oh, that's interesting. Between layer 1 and layer 2, between certain different things. That is very interesting. Got Justin saying, I figured Veve would have the correct amount. It just takes some time. Sleeping Comic saying, I got more Miss Marvel Secret Rares today. Oh! There's a lot of Miss Marvel Secret Rares that were bought up in the last week. A lot of them. Probably be good. Let's check what the price is right now. I'm going on the Veve app. We'll check it out for y'all. Oh wow. Going to start collecting. Going to my comics. I'm going to the all-new Marvel now. I only have 4 of them. But we'll take a look at what there are the secret rare. So there were 600 that were made. There are only 500 that were released because they kept 100 of them. So there's only 42 in the market. So there's slightly less than 10%. There's about 9%. It's 157. Oh, Rob Stuff has his out there for 157. That's so interesting. Hi, Rob Stuff. It's a good amount. Spend 1,700. It goes from 157 to 185, so not a ton. But this is, if you go and you take a look at it, out of the 500, a lot more than Alligator Loki. I think I know 25% of these that are blocked up for now. That there are a lot of these that are just, you're not going to see again for a while. And Justin says, getting ready to see a cardboard cutout of Dashi pretty soon. No cardboard cutout of Dashi. There's no way. Big J78 says, ha, all this talk of Bitcoin miners selling is craziness. They sell when the price is high, which is the opposite of what retail and Veve users do. Yeah, fair point. JP Trees says more than 100, the last Bitcoin won't even be mined until 2140 if they scale. Well, again, most of the Bitcoin that's going to be mined is going to, I mean, let's take a look at this. Let me show you that most Bitcoin is already mined. Like, most Bitcoin is already in circulation. Well, how much Bitcoin has been mined? Okay, so as of April of this year, 19 million have been mined. And why that's significant is because there's only 21 million that could be ever mined. So now, as of April 4th, only 2 million Bitcoin have left to be mined. The milestone comes almost 12 years after the first block, which consisted of 50 Bitcoins, was mined on January 9th, 2009. It should be noted the left Bitcoins are yet to be mined until the year 2140. 19th million block, 730,002 was mined by SBI Crypto. So again, most of the Bitcoins are already mined. When you say that the last 100 won't be mined for a long time, that's the last 100. 19 million have already been mined. We got Sandra Zugra saying, thanks for the tip. Just snatched a golden moment, Cogsworth and Lemire. Very good. Very, very good. Very happy for you. I didn't do a... So Wes had given me a job to say thanks for the memories. So let me go by Fallout Boy. So let me do that for the hour Patreon member shout out, which I forgot to. Okay, here we go. Let me do this. Patreon member shout out. Okay. One night and one more time. Thanks for the memories, even if they weren't so great. He tastes like you, only sweeter. One night, yeah, and one more time. Thanks for the memories, thanks for the memories. See, he tastes like you, only sweeter. Alright, guys, thank you so much for the coming out. Everyone, please check out at HeyDavidDon and at KingMavsForever over on the Twitter, Standoff Chart and KingMavs over on the Veve app, Kobe Collection, OMI Player 1 over on the YouTube, RayTax.eth domain name, Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Puddin' Cheeks, Speed, Las Vegas, Taps Trades, Mars Davis, Legacy Bermuda, Sody Pop Media, Veve Darklink, Meta Lemon, and Veve Vibes all on the YouTube, at Nomad with Guitar, at White Wizard Veve, and Gary O at 1234CA3, all on the Twitter. Gotta love everybody. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Moving on. Yeah, Sleeping Comic says, sadly sold all my Bitcoin at 15K. Ouch. 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 Why, Sleeping? Why? I mean, in 2017, I bought some Bitcoin at 15K, so we got guys interested, just trying to help, brother. I'd be like, I understand, but I also think that TA can't be 100% accurate because of reasons we went over, but then again, it's not my specialty. And cheers. Moving on. So yeah, so at 15K, that was what, that was 2017, right? Because in 2018 it went down. Whoa, Sleeping bought it at 500. So you like, what, 30x your money, which is incredible. This 10x is, is 5K. So yeah, 30x would be 15K, which is absolutely phenomenal. So I commend Sleeping on taking some profits there. Maybe that's how we got all those comics. We got Andrew Matthews says, Randy, very knowledgeable guy. I mean, in some areas, like as what's his name was saying before, I'm knowledgeable in cartoons and stuff like that. Oh my God, there's one chat. There's 191 messages an hour and a half ago. Definitely not going to be able to go and. Somebody took a photo. It says Marvel Comics #1 secret rare and Bitcoin secret rare equals the same price. I think Marvel Comics #1 though is actually worth more. Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy Bitcoin investment is now at a $1.2 billion unrealized loss. Damn, Daniel. And somebody's saying, like, now show us El Salvador, because El Salvador made a sizable investment. So did Tesla. And a lot of people were predicting 100K last year, same as I was. But at the Bitcoin halving, I think we get to hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know, just my opinion there. I'm going to take a little swig of the... A little flick of the wrist. Oh, God. All right, so let's go over some YouTube comments that I'll put on in my thing here that's saying, I believe in you, you are skinny. Thanks, fam. I was, oh man, I'm not skinny anymore. Yeah, somebody's saying, it looks like McDonald's queue full of hungry people. Ha ha ha. Same. Somebody's saying, dropped you a message on Discord, buddy. Discord is such a mess for me. Can you message me on Twitter? Question mark. I don't know why people try to use Discord. Maybe I'm old. Maybe I'm this old, like, man that can't figure out new technology. But Discord is so crazy. It's like, that's dumb. And also I feel like people that, like, no, it's easy. Okay, well, it might be easy when you have 1 to 3 people messaging you each day. When you have like 800 people messaging you, it's a lot harder. Somebody says, that's crazy how resilient OMI is approaching this price action. Hope they respect Q2 promises. What are your thoughts about that? I was like, so it doesn't matter to me. I know everything is coming. If it doesn't happen in Q2, it'll happen in Q3 or Q4. It'll happen eventually. Anyone ever watched the Amanda Show back in the day, where she'd be like, I'll do it eventually? That's such a good show. Moving on. Oh, that was it. Okay. So one last thing from the YouTube comment says, what is the app for fish? So I'm going to go to Telegram here. Oh, God, hiccups. I'm going to go to my friend Brock McBlockchain, and he's going to tell me what... Okay, so it's been fishes.com. So I'm going to copy that. The app for fish is fishes.com. So hopefully William Saiz is able to go and understand that. I do have... Oh, God. Girl. So comment down below if you're going to be in NFT NYC. I'll try to meet you one day. I tried to schedule with people from like 2 weeks ago. Hey, if you're going to be there, let's meet one night. Let me know what night you want to meet. Yeah, I'll just meet you there. Okay, well now I have like 3 nights already booked. So if the people that was like, oh, I thought you said I would meet you there. Okay, well you didn't schedule a time to meet with me. Now most of my time is already booked. So be advised, if you're going anywhere, if you want to meet someone, if you don't want to meet someone, plan a time that you're going to spend time with them or hang out with them. Because if you don't, schedule's going to get too busy and it's just not going to happen. Like I feel so bad for my friends that, like, Chavez, like, I never see you anymore. Can I just call you up at night and we go for food? I was like, I would love to do that. I'm just too busy. And it's just, I wish. I miss my friendos. Michael Gazelian says, Randy, you ready to sell Dashi for another entry? Well, it won't get to 0.0007. If it does, I would even lower it to I would even lower Dashi to like 28,000. Yeah, it'd be bananas. What I would, yeah. It says OnlyFans on the table. Yeah, dude, anything is on the table. Y'all want me to do anything? I'll do it for OMI at that price, which I don't think it gets to, but you know, who knows? We'll see. So let me get to the Twitter messages. Hey, buddy, not sure if it's something you'd be interested in. Got super lucky on the T-Rex. Somebody got a number 42 ultra rare. How much you asking? Now, I doubt he's watching this. He probably just knows Randy Chavez equals money, whatever. So I'll let you all know what I think a number 42 ultra rare Tyrannosaurus Rex should be. I think it would be, all right, so let's say 157 is the floor. I think a sub 100 would be 628. So let's check the sub 100s, which are probably not going to be less than 1,000. Oh, what? You got a sub 100 for 450? So 450 is less than 3x of what the floor is. So I think already 450 should be. So I think, like I said, 628. So I think 450 and 499 should be bought up. And the lowest we have is number 4,300 at 1,900. So, but let's take that, 450, and then I say, okay, let's. I don't know. Should double it? Well, let's say triple. Let's say 12. Let's say 1,350 should be a sub 50. The cheapest one is 1,700. So I would say that 1,350 might be a fair price for a number 42. But we'll see what the other person says. Now we got another message from a CB saying, "Sup, Randy? This is CB from Spaces. We've spoken a few times. You might not remember. Anyway, hope all's well. I see your number 202 Kamala Khan comic and wondering how flexible you might be. I've got 500 gems to spend at the moment, but I'm sure that's too low for you, so no worries on not responding in case that number is flat out laughable. Figured I'd give it a shot anyway. If there does come a day when you want to sell it for that number, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks and be well." This is a very, very nice message. I'm going to go and take a look at my my listings for that. Nope, I don't want to add. Go to my comics. And I have it listed for $1,000. My number 202, Kamal Khan. So I'm going to respond like, I'd be willing to go to 800. Is that it? All right, so if I did that, would you move forward? So this is what you always have to ask. That's a buying question. If you're looking to sell, you have to be like, so I probably should have said if I knocked off 10%, would you be agreeable to that? That's what I should have done, but I didn't because I'm a little tipsy right now. So I said, at 800. So if I would have said, if I'd knock off 10%, would that be okay to you? And they'd be like, no, but I can go to like 525 or 550. Even though I knock off 10%, they would definitely not go up 10%. They would go up, like 5% and be like, I'll go up to 525. I'll be like, okay, well, what if I knock off 20% and I go down to 800? If I did that, would you move forward? It's another buying question. And they'd be like, I don't think I'd do that. Can I do 550? So even though I've gone down 20% to 800, they'd probably go up to 550, which would be, and I would bring that up. They're like, well, listen, I was willing to go down 20%. You're not willing to go down. You're only going up 10%. So I will make you a deal. Yeah, at my absolute lowest, because you reached out to me, because you're respectful, because you were nice, I will go down to $750, even though I will net less than $700 because of the fee. I will do that for you. If I can do that, will you move forward? Third buying question. If they say no, then they're not a buyer. They're not doing it for that price. So I'll see. I'll let you guys know what they say. I haven't said anything yet. We have from Hollywood Reporter. Oh, page 404 not found. Okay, hang on. Page 404 not found. I don't know why it's not found. Hollywood Reporter printed something and then they decided not to print something. Whatever. And ever and ever. Let's make this last forever. Okay, moving on. Michael said, "Are you eating Taco Bell again?" Well, I couldn't drive, and I have this hurt neck, which I can't really move, and I have this hurt shoulder, so I'm very, very beside myself that I'm unable to do anything. I can't run, I can't do deadlifts, I can't box, I can't so I'm just I've been okay until now, as far as letting the depression get to me that I can't do anything. And now it's just like, okay, well, if my body's going to be crazy towards me anyway and not letting me do anything, I might as well drink and I might as well eat Taco Bell because my body's being stupid. So this is what my body gets. Now it can decide to heal or it can decide to not heal. I'm fine either way. Moving on. Matthew Smith says, what's your opinion on taxes and people buying off-app gems? I think people that are buying that, as long as they're getting them from a reputable source, probably pretty smart. You're getting them, 45% off. Jesus. And then you could just save that for MTL. You could save that for cash out, and you can get so much money. People are, I don't know why people are selling 45% off. That makes zero sense to me. But I don't know what it has to do with taxes. He says, once MTL is in action, we're going to have to report our capital gains. I mean, if you buy a collectible for $3,300 and goes up to $50K, like I did with Spider-Man, you don't have to report that. You only report it when you sell. So yeah. I just missed says NFT Pirates had a great interview with Danny the other day talking about this. I should probably go see it. Big J78 is 1993 T-Rex sold for 5K gems, not too bad. Yeah, a buddy of mine bought that. And again, this is what I say, like, oh, special mint, it's not, it shouldn't go for that much. It should only go for X amount. Well, it was worth that to my friend. So, yeah. A lot of people that have, whether it's sorry, it's a little burnt piece of a thing there. A lot of people are just going to be like, yeah, no, this is undervalued. They want it. Now, my friend Clever Jerk, he's got a price for everything. He's not gonna be buried with those. If you want it, you'll be able to get it in the future. What? Okay. Joker 1. Like Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. May not have been what comic book people wanted. It was definitely not in line with a lot of the stories that comic book people thought would be good, or that when a comic book person is praying for a Joker movie, that's not really what they were hoping for. They were hoping for the killing. They were hoping for Joker to be maniacal and to just like murder people and just straight up like savageness. Now again, from a comic book perspective, this Joker was a girl. This Joker was like a beta male. This Joker was an incel. This Joker was like a dude, what the fudge? Like, man, the fudge up. That being said, a lot of audiences really connected with this person because this type of Joker represented not the underbelly of society, not the evilness of society, that everybody's got a little evil in them, although it's true. This Joker represented people that just had a bad day or a bad week, or like it's showing that anyone is capable of this type of thing, because people get sent to, like, they get lost through the cracks. They can't afford their medication, they can't afford this, they get beat up. This is what happens when you have a bad day and you get pushed too far, and a lot of people resonated with that. Now, I don't know what that says about America or what that says about the world, but for whatever reason, it made a lot of money, won a lot of awards, because it resonated with a lot of people. I don't know what makes them think that the Joker 2 being a musical is going, like, it's too much, man. Too much. It's not going to work. This is too highbrow. This is not going to be a good Joker face. Lady Gaga is in early talks to play Harley Quinn. What? So I love Harley Quinn. I love Lady Gaga. I love both of these people. Not more than life itself, but I'm getting over the fact that this is going to be a freaking musical, which again, most people are not going to like, but it's going to be Harley Quinn, Lady Gaga. Oh my God. Play opposite Joaquin Phoenix in Todd Phillips' upcoming Joker 2 musical sequel. Oh my God. This is. Okay, let's read this. You can't read Lady Gaga's Joker face, but you might be able to hear her powerhouse vocals in an upcoming sequel to Todd Phillips' 2019 blockbuster. Wow, it's 3 years ago already. The Oscar-winning A Star is Born actress is in talks to appear opposite Joaquin Phoenix, who is deep in his own negotiations to return as Harley Quinn in a Joker sequel at Warner Bros. An inside source tells EW. What's more, the source says the sequel is also a musical. Oh my God, this is not good. I love Harley Quinn, and again, maybe comic book people are the minority here. That maybe perhaps didn't like it. Was, again, it was interesting and it was fun, and that last 30 minutes was really good. That last 30 minutes was fun. Like, hey, hey, like I get it. I love that stuff. I loved the Occupy Wall Street feel that it had. I love the just the memes. Like, you think that's funny? It is, and I'm tired of pretending it's not. Like, I love that stuff because, again, some things I think should be joked about. I wish it was Joker being maniacal. I wish it was Joker being Joker, not this some. Again, maybe that's just me though. As for where that leaves Margot Robbie, who's played a fan favorite version of Quinn across several titles since 2016, the source says the role is not being recast. Rather, the sequel is set in an entirely different universe with different characters. Hollywood Reporter first broke the news of Gaga's involvement in the music follow-up on Monday. Phillips sees a sequel in early June by posting a photo of scripted titled "Les Adieux" on Instagram. Phillips and Scott Silver were credited as writers on the title page. Phillips also posted another image of Phoenix reading the screenplay. In English, the subtitle phrase translates to shared psychosis and often refers to a psychiatric syndrome involving delusions being transmitted between two people, such as the Joker and Quinn, perhaps. Quinn is often portrayed as a psychiatrist at Gotham City's Arkham Asylum, where she meets and falls in love with Joker. Phoenix, however, reinvented the character with Phillips in 2019, which followed the nefarious figure's origins as Arthur Fleck, a struggling clown, aspiring stand-up comic, who sent the city into a spiral of violence. It became the first R-rated film to cross $1 billion mark at the global box office. Oh man, this is, that's a bold choice. That is a bold choice. I don't think that's going to reach people, especially as a musical. But we'll see what happens. Moving on here. Justin says the Illuminati comic is whack. I like the I don't like them. The Illuminati in the comics is just an integral part. What is this comic worth in real life? I have no idea. Justin says, what's up with these incels and superheroes? It really does pain me to think that the characters that do really well are the ones that relate to incels. That where are the days that you aspired to be like Captain America, or where you aspired to be like the Chad that saves everyone, and like that really worries me. That the people that $1 billion for Joker, it's like it's all the people that, now granted, a lot of them were teens, but a lot of the people were people that identify with Joker, saying like, oh, it's capitalism and the patriarchy and all this and blame white America. I was like, dude, all of what we have now in America is because of capitalism, is because of what came before us. Is there a widening gap between the 1% and everyone else? Yes, there is. But the poor staying poor doesn't mean that the poor are living the same way as the poor was 30 years ago. 30 years ago, it wasn't commonplace to have an air conditioner. It's considered a luxury. I think it still might be. But now, air conditioners are everywhere. 30 years ago, you couldn't take a Zach Morris cell phone and view the face of who you were talking to 3,000 miles away, 10,000 miles away. You can now, even as a poor person. That rising tide raises all ships. And I feel like a lot of young people that only recognize what is possible, and again, like that should be something that people should strive for. They only recognize what they don't have, not what they can have. And that is very, very dangerous, I think, because they don't recognize what, again, the poor person in the US is in the 1% in the world. And that really does concern me. So we'll see what happens. You got Justin saying Joker 2 will be musical. I'll say starting Lady Gaga. What's there not to like? So I don't think it'll be a parade musical like that. Might that have some type of overtones or undertones that would make you say, oh, it comes out in Pride Month? Maybe, sure, whatever. Yeah, I mean, and Joker was entertaining. It was an entertaining movie. For all, again, do I wish it was something different? Yes, absolutely. But it wasn't bad. It was clearly pretty good, and I enjoyed it. But damn, that was oof, big oof. So we got Wes saying Lady Gaga is goals. I love Lady Gaga. One of the dances that I was well known for in the dancing business, in the stripping business, was Lady Gaga's Bad Romance. I learned to dance. A lot of the dances that I learned were from her, were from that music. And I love her, and I hope it does well. I hope she does well. I hope it's an entertaining movie. But I feel like this is also dangerous, because if suddenly they take from comic books, like we're just going to take comic book characters and throw the story to hell, and not do any comic book stories, and we're just going to make our own thing, that's not really what I would want. That's really not what I would want for a comic book movie. But again, we'll see what happens. But maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a thing that shows people, hey, these comic book movies don't have to be childlike. They don't have to be, like Marvel, even though I love Marvel, and I think what they're doing is top tier. Maybe it just brings more legitimacy to comic books. I don't know. We'll have to see. We got Jay-Z says Zach Morris's phone didn't take pictures. I know. But what I was saying is, the comparison I was saying is that 30 years ago, you couldn't take a Zach Morris phone and view, like a FaceTime somebody across the world. But now you can. And, if you were poor 30 years ago, you didn't have a cell phone at all. But now if you're poor, well, not only do you have a cell phone, but you can communicate with someone across the world, which is incredible. So I'm very much pro capitalism and pro what we've got going on here. Justin says Bad Romance does slap. Oh, dude, it do be slapping though. It do be slapping. Actually, Bad Romance is gonna be a thing here in a minute. I'm gonna go to Bad Romance lyrics, and we're gonna do that. Oh yeah, we're gonna do that in the next minute and a half. Yeah. Moving on here. Ooh, we got an email coming from Uber Receipts. I don't need your email, Uber Receipts. Okay, get out of there. Jeremy Padower says Miley Cyrus. Nope, he deleted that tweet. Rip in pasta. Oh, Jeremy Padower says, show me a picture of something that makes you happy. People are showing their kitty cats. People are showing their doggos. What picture makes me happy? All right, Jeremy Padower, you're going to get a picture of something that makes me... Should I do white flour? No, I can't. It's a picture of the Pillsbury Doughboy, and it says white flour. And so I'm going to put a picture of Sonic, though, and Knuckles and Tails watching Sonic 2. That is what gives me a good thing Mr. Jeremy Padower. And now I don't think I don't think that did a thing. So sorry about that, Jeremy Padower. You're not getting that particular photo because of reasons X, Y, and Z. Oh no, I can. Oh, it's sent. All right, very good. Moving on here. We have a Patreon member shout out. Work it, I'm a free bit, baby. I want your love and I want your revenge. I want your love, I don't wanna be friends. Je donne amour, je donne amour. Je donne amour. I don't wanna be friends. I don't wanna be friends. Caught in a bad romance. Want your bad romance. I want your love and I want your revenge. You and me could write a bad romance. Okay, moving on. Everyone, please check out at Haiti Down and at King Mavs Forever over on the Twitter. We have Standoff Chart and King Mavs over on the Veve app. Kobe Collection, Omi Claire 1 over on the YouTube. We got Wraithax.eth domain name. Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Puddin' Cheeks, Speak with Las Vegas, Taps Trades, Mars Davis, Cycle Super Bermuda, Sody Pop Media, BV Darklink, Metal Lemon, BV Vibes, all on the YouTube. And we got Nomad with Guitar at Wet Wizard Veve and Gary O at 1234 CA3, all on the Twitter. Wes, I hope you were here when I sang Thanks for the Memories 30 minutes ago. Toxic Turtle Gaming says, I know Reese said OMI supply will never completely be burned, but if OMI goes to 0.007, 0.009 or lower, and they drop Pokemon, then what? LOL. I don't think they're dropping Pokemon anytime soon. I don't think they're dropping Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Rocky. I don't think they're doing any of this anytime soon in a bear market. Just wouldn't make sense to right now. Maybe they would if we get OMI to NFT. But we'll see. Andrew Matthews says, what's the cheapest Veve to buy stacks? The cheapest Veve? I mean, the cheapest NFT to buy? I mean, there's some comics that are there for super cheap. Vengeance #1 is really good. That Marvel Point Now one is really good. The first appearance of Kamala Khan, but you know, I think, I mean, cheap ones, cheap Veve stuff. Probably take a look at the Anakin Skywalker lightsaber. It's only 30,000 something. There's like 20,000 of them, and they're like $30 a thing. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look. All around me. Sorry, going on. Go to the Veve app. Let's go to the market. Go to collectibles, and we'll see if there is a. Oh god, I don't know if any of these lightsabers are going to be there. Oh, there is. All right, the Skywalker lightsaber. There's only 696 of those available at $31 each. Oh, it's Nomad with Guitar. Nomad with Guitar has one for sale. Nomad with Guitar, I bought it. I bought your lightsaber, Nomad with Guitar. So, heckin' get some. You're welcome. You're welcome. And why? Because I think that in the future, Skywalker lightsaber is going to be worth a little bit. Probably over retail. Dare I say. Moving on. Mark Udan says, thoughts on the Lightyear drop? I'm hearing amazing things about the movie. Okay, so I have to go to AMC for this with the Lightyear drop. And I think it'll be great. I think it'll be really fun. I retweeted it. They say, Space Rangers, are you ready to launch to infinity and beyond? Follow us starting Thursday, June 16th for a unique Disney and Pixar's #Lightyear offer from AMC Theaters. Lightyear opens at AMC Theaters June 17th. Get tickets now. And what do you see in that bottom left corner, children? I'm Mrs. Doubtfire. It's Veve. Yes, it is Veve that's going to have that. So there is... I'm not going to mention the person's name because I don't want to send my followers to go and, you know, do bad things, say bad things. But the guy is quoted as saying, quote, I was really hoping to see the movie with the kids. Sad to say, I will not be watching the movie due to the same sex kiss that will be shown. I have nothing against people who decide to do so, but I do not allow my kids to see such acts. Got my Thor tickets today, though. End quote. So I have a bunch of different views on this. When you have somebody that, Thor literally gets naked in the Thor movie. I hope this mother flapper knows this. Thor literally gets naked. So you're going to allow your kids to see, again, you're not going to see his peen. You're not going to see his little Mjolnir. But you're going to see a full-grown naked man. You're going to allow your kids to see a PG-13 movie as opposed to Lightyear, which I assume is PG. Might be G. I mean, like, I assume this person had shown his kids Disney films. Where, let's just go with Sleeping Beauty. I'm going to call a spade a spade. The dude that kissed her, I don't know if that was like some fortune telling, if that was some like, oh, the prophecy, you got to kiss this girl. But dude, there's a passed out girl, and like he's kissing her, she's unconscious. It's a little rapey. Not gonna lie, it's a little probably not in today's standards, not good. Now, granted, from years ago, it's like, oh, a true love's kiss will bring life. Okay, fine, whatever. But again, your kids weren't seeing that 50 years ago. Your kids were probably seeing that within the last 5 to 10 years. And you're allowing to see that. You're allowing to see Shrek, which is about like ogres. You're allowing to see Thor, which I imagine you allow a lot of your kids to see all of the Thors, where there's a male lead and a female lead, and they fall in love and they do the thing, and they do whatever. Cool, fine. So you're allowing your kids to see one, but not the other. And it's just like you're depriving your kid. Like, clearly, your kids, whether they are one way or the other, whatever they are, that's just what they are. They're not going to be like, I know so many gay people that love Disney, that all growing up, they were seeing Prince Charming and they were seeing the princess, and they're saying all this. They still grew up gay. Like, it's not like that influenced them to be like straight. If you're straight and you happen to, like, I was straight, like, what did I see when I was younger? I saw Ross from Friends get a divorce because his wife was a lesbian. Because like that was just normal when I was growing up. It was on TV. You had Ellen come out as gay. You had Will and Grace be a part. Like, gay people were everywhere in the 90s. And you had Carrie from, what's her name, from Sex and the City. One of her, like, a couple of her friends were gay. A couple of Sam's were. So when you have, and that didn't influence me to like be gay. I'm straight AF. I'm only being with women. So like what is inappropriate about seeing two people kiss as long as it's consensual, which the Sleeping Beauty clearly was not, because you can't consent if you're asleep. Anyway, what's the difference? Like, the only difference is that you're having your kids see Thor, which is going to be, again, full-grown man being pretty naked. So that's one part, but then there's another side of me that has seen the interviews from some of these Disney people, from some of these Disney execs, and apparently they're Disney execs that are watching me right now. Y'all know exactly what's going on behind the scenes. Disney execs, if you're here, there was that woman that had gone on interview on camera and said, I put queer stuff wherever I can. I put queer stuff here and queer stuff there. It's like, okay, listen, if it goes with the story, cool, fine. But why are you unnecessarily putting certain things where it's not needed and where it's going to cause like a fight and like trigger people, whatever. Yeah, Disney's in like between a rock and a hard spot, and I forget what this was. Talking about Lightyear drop, hearing amazing things. So Buzz Lightyear was always really cool. He was one of my favorites to fight with in Disney Arena. He was one of my favorites to have in when you're in Toy Story, like the video games for N64 and whatever. You're as Buzz Lightyear. You're as that character. He's really him and Woody are like the leaders. You like Rex, you can like Slink, you can like Mr. Potato Head. They're great, they're fantastic, they're fun. But for the most part, Buzz and Woody are kind of those leaders. and you really want the, as far as the Buzz Lightyear drop, it's going to do really, really well. You're going to have him. You're going to be able to get him, put him with Woody. Very excited to see if it's animated. Hopefully, gets those wings. Chris Evans going to be him. I'm pretty excited for it. We got JP Tree says, if you ever talk to David Yu, ask him if you can get Mighty Mouse. Oh, I would love that. What is Mighty Mouse a part of? Let's take a look. Okay. Let's take a look at Mighty Mouse. American anthropomorphic superhero mouse. Character created by Terry Toons. Appearance of Mouse of Tomorrow, 1942. Mighty Mouse owner, okay. Animator Isidore Klein, Terry Toon Studio. Okay, who owns who owns the rights to Mighty Mouse? Oh, CBS. Which owns the name through the 1940s cartoon show Mighty Mouse. Okay. So CBS is the owner. I think we do have CBS, if I'm not mistaken. So we shall see. Oh my goodness, I have 95. Jesus. Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna. Trying to bring more taste. Okay. Moving on here. Justin says, first turning red, now two dudes kissing in Lightyear. Hashtag Pixar Walden. So I didn't see Turning Red. I don't know if many people did. But also, is it going to be two dudes? Is it going to be two ladies? Dude, if they made Buzz Lightyear gay, there would be riot. There's no way. There's no way they're making Buzz Lightyear gay. They're definitely making one of the side characters gay. I think they know. And again, Red, it was just about a girl going through, girl things as a teenager or as a young adult, preteen, whatever. I don't think that's really bad. I think, now again, the purpose is, if you don't know, Turning Red, they reference like a girl's period. How many times that reference like in real life? Also, I think that's good because my friend Justin, you've seen him on the podcast. His brother, when he was in school, like, again, we were like several years older, but his brother had told us a story when he was in 6th grade, and trigger warning, blood, girls, whatever. She screamed in the middle of class, and she said, "Oh my God, my private parts are bleeding," and the reason why, and again, the whole class laughed at her. It was embarrassing. The teacher said, "Okay, you take her down to the nurse. It's gonna be okay. You're fine. You're fine." The girl was freaking out because, her private parts were bleeding, and it's like, oh my God, what's going? Like, why was she freaking out? Because she didn't have a mom. Because nobody told her that this was gonna happen. And maybe Disney feels like it's part of their duty. Like, okay, there are clueless dads out there that have zero idea what goes on with a woman's body, and maybe this is a way to help people. Again, I didn't see Turning Red. I don't know what's going on in their minds. I don't know what it was, but I think that it is important because again, even if you have a mom, they might not talk to you. My parents didn't give me the talk. What happened when I was younger? The first time I did it, without a condom. Second time I did it, without a condom. Didn't know what to expect at all. I think you should talk to your kids about that because kids are going to get there, but if you don't, again, it takes a village to raise a child. If the parents are going to drop the ball, other people are going to need to go and be like, hey, you know what? We got it, because you parents aren't going to do anything. Oh my God, people are, Jesus Christ, man. Moving on. Smurfbad said, do you know if AMC is doing a Lightyear NFT? Well, we are. We're doing the NFT. We're doing it with them. So, yeah. They're doing it, but they're doing it through us. Really excited about it. Justin says, Buzz Lightyear's kid is... Well, if he had a kid, that means he, did the thing. I ate way too much. Crazy Dan 420 says, "Hey Randy, I'm smart enough to assure you that the Earth is not flat. It is round. There is no evidence to prove otherwise. Not even one real picture of a flat Earth. Science and math prove it." So, listen, I agree 100% because that just makes sense. But there are people that will come to me and say, like, "Oh, well, actually, the math supposedly says that, you're going to have curvature on here and you're going to have this, and it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. You can actually still see what you're not supposed to see. The math says that you're supposed to only see so far, and the Earth curves down, but you can actually see further than that. You can, based on where you fly, why do you fly up to go down here? If you take like a pin and you have a shoestring and draw this, you should just go this way. You're going up to like. I'm not smart enough to disprove any of them. That's what I'm saying. Again, I 100% believe that the Earth, 99.99999% believe that the Earth is round. But again, I don't have the smarts enough to prove it. I'm glad that you do. We need you at parties. We need you at, you need at a bunch of these things. I'm just not smart enough because I was just not what I studied. Oh God, feels so good. Okay, moving on. I'm gonna go to another Twitter. Oh no, here we go. Twitter message. There's a guy that says, "I appreciate the." This is the person that I said I'd be willing to go 800 if you'd move forward. Person says, I appreciate the shout back. Love that 202, but I'm trying my best to conserve gems. So 800, even though I really appreciate you coming down that much, probably still too rich for my blood at the moment. Our classic guy for trying to work with me, though. So thanks for that. Sincerely. Anything you like collecting? Maybe we do 500 gems plus some item or two for my collection. And again, if there's more trouble than it's worth, please don't feel the need to respond. 500 ridiculously low. So I don't want to waste any more of your time, but thanks for engaging in the first place. And it'd be really hard to, I won't be able to do that. Because it asked me for stuff in his collection. I would take the gems for what's in his collection, but we're not able to transfer stuff right now. So I'll say if we were able to transfer stuff, I'd do 500. Oh my God, I can't type. All right. Oh my goodness, 500 plus plus transfers. But since we can't, why don't we just wait on it for a bit? Cheers to that, man. Big J says, "I love that gif of flat Earth dino extinction when the asteroid hits flat Earth and launches the dinos." Yeah, where dinosaurs are on a flat Earth. Comet comes, yeet. I love that type of stuff as well. Oh, I miss my friends. I want to say yeet. Jesus. All right, let's go to another message. Oh, okay. It's talking about what grade the student is, what district, and if they know what kind of literacy. My friend's talking about doing a teaching drill. So I'm writing a research paper on the efficacy of certain literacy assessment used in elementary classrooms. The Jen Cervallo complete comprehension, and I want to try and get people's opinions, experiences with their children use, what grade, the district, and if they think it's successful. It will obviously be easier for teachers to answer than parents. Yeah, parents aren't gonna understand because I don't. Ha 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 ha. Now maybe that's just me being dumb. I don't know. So we'll move on to another Twitter message here. That'll take So somebody's saying, let's see what we got here. Ooh, I got a tweet from Virtue Comics. Only 744 followers. Let's see what they're saying. It's like, hi there, my name is Matt Skajim, and I am the social media manager, collaboration coordinator for an upcoming blockchain comic book publishing house, Virtue Comics. We're currently building our brand and community in preparation for our first omni-chain NFT drop for the upcoming graphic novel, YYHON, so Yahan. I'm a big fan of your YouTube content. I would love to collaborate with you on a possible video and or Twitter Spaces if you're available and interested. I've had 2 of our Medium articles detailing a bit more about the project. Thank you for your time. I look forward to hearing from you soon. So things like this, again, I do love to be a part of, but I just don't have a lot of time, and it just probably not going to be worth it to my time. So Medium article for Virtue Comics, introducing Virtue Comics. Blockchain-based publishing house for NFT, graphic novels, and comic books. It's the world's traditional comic books with the blockchain. We bring you unique graphic novels based on original scripts. So again, so there's no IP there. It's just comics based on original scripts. Focus on collaboration with outstanding illustrators who provide unique graphic. So they focus on illustrators that are looking for work, and they collab there. Story does matter. They're supposed to entertain you as well as move you, your heart and mind. Okay, utility. We love NFT technology, and we see a wider actual utility for it. In the first phase, Virtue Comics NFTs will have a few utilities, like 1, a key to the content on the Virtual Comics website, a share in the profit, and a DAO. Okay, that's interesting. A magic key to Virtue Comics world. Virtue Comics is a digital publishing house. They'll share graphic novels and comic books, both produced by us and as well as written by other authors. Always making sure that the shared content is not only entertaining, but also raises important issues. It's entertaining. Content will only be available through the use of Virtue Comics NFT, which is a key to specific content. So it's something that is not known. What I'm getting right now, it is not known. There's illustrators that aren't known. And the only way you're, it'd be one thing if they were like, hey, take our stuff for free, and if you like it, pay for the rest. They're not doing that. They're saying, they're gating it, saying, here's something that's not known by illustrators that you don't know, by stories that are supposed to entertain you, but they have to bring up certain issues as part of their checklist. And the only way you can see it is if you get an NFT. After reading a book, a holder can keep the NFT and use it an indefinite number of times, or can sell it, same as people sell an ordinary book after reading it. Everyone is welcome to have a share in the Virtue Comics cake. Virtue Comics NFT not only allows its holders to get access to the content, will also entitle each holder to rewards created from the profit of each product. How much profit is going to be generated? Even if it is, what do they get? 1% of the point? Again, you have 100 people. It's got to be such a small amount that is shared. We have rejected the currently popular method of artificially creating, in fact, worthless and useless tokens, just to pay out staking rewards. The Virtue Comics staking pool will be created and refilled from the sale of access to the content, issuing NFTs for the next issue of comic books. Ooh. Participation in resale of NFTs, as well as from the sale of rights to use the characters in gaming and even in the film industry. So they're saying that if the comic that nobody knows what this is yet, that are written by people that nobody knows who they are yet, drawn by people that nobody knows who they are yet, if they are so good and the characters are made into gaming and the film industry, you'll receive a portion of those proceeds. Each NFT class will give the right to a different profit share. The higher the class, the bigger the share. More about the share in the profit in another article soon. So they didn't even go over it. It says DAO as the community is the author. We are building DAO. Every Virtue Comics NFT holder will have the right to vote in which direction the story will go. I feel like the Bat Cows are doing this, and they're doing this in an okay way. Everyone will be the author, everyone will be the owner, everyone is welcome to be creative. More about our concept. So what I don't like about that is that you're not actually submitting a story. You have, hey, here's 3 different ways this comic can go. That's already written. Vote on which one you like best. It's not like, hey, where do you think it should go? And, it's, I don't really like these. Working on another possible use case of our NFTs that is confirmed to be announced immediately. Innovative approach. And again, I love the idea. I love the enthusiasm. I love the in order to do something like this, you gotta have balls. Like, am I Sylvester the cat from Space Jam, where he's opening up the locker and said, "We've got balls." Comment down below if you get that reference from Space Jam. I don't. So shout out to them for that. Technology that we are building on our website will not only allow NFT holders to read comics, but also to provide a unique experience. Am I like that person from South Park that's supposed to be imitating Milhouse from Simpsons, saying "Thin Thin did it, Thin Thin did it"? I feel like Veve did all of this already with Marvel. In addition to static pages, we're going to introduce animated elements. Moreover, a specially prepared soundtrack will change automatically depending on which page is being read to reflect the mood and atmosphere of the story at a given moment. Now, that's pretty legit, because we don't have that yet. Now, so they're going to introduce, so they don't have them yet. At the same time, before publishing a given graphic novel, we build a community on Discord by maintaining the narrative of a given story. It will allow future readers to get to know the world created in the story earlier, understand it, get to know the characters and their motivations, and to some extent influence what this world will be like. I feel like a lot, like, I don't know. They did an episode of My Little Pony about this, where Rarity, the one who's very artistic and the one who's like is very, very creative as far as fashion and all that, she's not like Lisa Turtle, or like, you know, Kimberly from Power Rangers, where they go to the mall and they buy other people's things to keep up with the latest fashion. No, Rarity is fashion. Rarity creates, and because of that creativity, is an icon in the world of fashion. Now, in that episode of My Little Pony, all the rest of the main six, they go and they say, "Oh, hey Rarity, I want this to be cooler. You know, about 20% cooler. I want this to have rain boots. I want this to have this." And it's like that episode of All Grown Up with Dill, where they try to get the weirdness out of Dill to make something that is going to make them a lot of money, and they suck the dill right out of them. Same thing with this. They take Rarity's creativity and they squander it, and they just say, like, "No, I want this." They're telling the creative person, this is what we want, even though what they want isn't going to be as good. Where if they just left it to the original creator, whose job it is to do this and is very good at this, it would have been fantastic. They would have won the fashion show. They would have won whatever. What I don't like about giving the community where the story would be driven is that, you know, if you have an artist, like, let's say George Lucas, love or hate the prequels for Star Wars, love or hate the original series, it at least had a coherent story because there was one person that was in charge from beginning to end on where it went. When you have different directors and you have different people in the movies 7, 8, 9, it didn't flow that well. It didn't do well. Why? Because there was too many chiefs, not enough Indians. There was a lot of people there that just tried to put in their own input, and it didn't work. So I think when you give power to the community that they don't know how to write a story, they've never done, I feel like it doesn't work. Now, that being said, I think it would be cool if you tell people, like, "Oh, hey, you have all the power. You won this lottery. What happens next? The main character dies." That would be awesome. That would be cool. Like, what? The main character dies? What? It's like Game of Thrones. Like, what happens next? You know, it's like The Walking Dead. Because at the same time, before publishing graphic novel, community on Discord, Virtue Comics is currently working on 3 graphic novels. One is Yahan, 2 is The Last 12 Girls, and 3 The Death Angel. Yahan takes place in the year 2176 after the climate catastrophe in New Polis, largest city-state on Earth. New Polis is governed by an authoritarian caste system supported by political police. Order Squad, Yahan, the former Order Squad officer, fights against the unjust system that's trying to take away people's freedoms and establish total control over citizens. Yahan is deemed as a terrorist by the New Polis government and its leader, Sarvadar. Interesting. The Last 12 Girls. Let's see what this is. The Earth no longer belongs to man. It is inhabited by another race. The aliens. Okay, alright. Humans are almost extinct. Only the last 12 girls left on Earth. Each of them has an outstanding combat skill. They're real warriors, but somewhere on one of the aliens' planets, there are still some men. But which one? The last chance to avoid extinction of humans is the journey of the last 12 girls to find men and create a cradle of the new human civilization. The girls start their journey around different worlds. Okay, that could be interesting. I could really like that. So here's here's where they get you. Here's where the ringer comes in. Let's give the option, the reader, three stories. One of which I read, which I didn't like. The other which I read, like, that's really cool. If two of them are crap and one of them is amazing, you're gonna want to buy in so that you hope the story goes to be amazing. I would totally buy into this just so the last 12 girls can be created. Now, the last one is Death Angel. Let's take a look-see here. The story of Shamael, the Death Angel, exiled to Earth. Shamael lives among people. He has been traveling the Earth for hundreds of years, fighting evil. He cannot die, but he can be killed as an outlaw. Wait, so he cannot die, but he can be killed. As an outlaw sent from heaven, he lost his immortality. He brings death to those who hurt others. Well, if you're anyway, an alternative version of the fight between the good and the evil, heaven and earth, and God and Lucifer. The first issue of... All right, so, yeah, I really like the last 12 girls. That's going to be my thing. So the roadmap that they have. In Q2 2022, we've had a few goals that are already completed. Some are still in progress, sending final versions of scripts, creating main characters for Yahan, landing page, drawing page, building partnerships. In Q3 of 2022, we're going to launch a content presenting platform, publish Yahan. Yep, okay, so they're going to publish Yahan. Most important will be the finishing the DAO building, that there are more stuff to be published in that period, publishing Yahan series issue. And take the Dark Angel series issue, publishing the Dark Angel. Yeah, okay, next year will be started launch. Okay. We have a strong belief in the Virtue Comic project, in blockchain technology, and the idea of building projects by communities. That is why our goal is to build DAO, to give everyone access to ownership of stories and the possibility to co-create historic and passive characters. Very excited about the journey. Okay. And Matt Skajem is the person that he doesn't follow me, but I'll get him to follow me. I'll get that arm. No, Matt Skajem is... had retweeted Comics and Crypto, so that was interesting. Oh, Virtue Comics is the has retweeted one of the Comics and Crypto retweeted one of the Virtue Comics things, so that is interesting. So they're gonna be talking today at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, Matska Gems, I have 10 Curious spots for the Vadoo's giveaway. So again, a lot of these NFT projects will be crap. So you got 17,000 followers, and a lot of the tweets have a total of 8 reactions. Oh god, this one was 2 reactions. Oh, bad oof, big oof. So I don't like that that there's not a lot of, like, oh god, this is don't do drugs, which is fine, but it had one person like that, and that's so I don't like that there's 17,000 followers, but there's literally one, like on each. I will say this: they got Comics and Crypto retweeting them. Maybe they have an agreement with them. So yeah, I'll let them know. Am I still good for this? Okay, hold on. Oh crap. I'm supposed to. Okay. What was I doing? The 3 company I work for wanted me to reach out to people I know that having interviews. I was wondering if it would be possible for us to make it on your podcast. Yeah, so I'll be doing. Sure. How's Wednesday? Wednesday. I'll be doing a podcast, I guess, on Wednesday. All right, where was I? Moving on. OMI panics. People are panic selling now NFTs and crypto. I'm just filling my shopping bag. Love the bear market. Oh, same. Miguel says, are you going for the hero drop tomorrow? I am not. I have no more monies. SAAT Gaming says, I hope you haven't been buying all the Lady Deadpools today. I haven't recently. But let's see what they're at. Because it had to have been relatively recent, right? Yeah, it was the Deadpool Mighties. I mean, if I find them and they're like $4. Okay, no, they're $6. Um, I have 28 of them. If I go from low to high, they were at like $6. Oh, number 59 is only $59. It's really not bad. Okay, I got number 59 for $59. I have a total of 12 gems left. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's really insane. That was the cheapest one. The next cheapest one is number 75 for 119. So that was pretty legit. Glad I got that. Yeah, so thank you for talking to me about Lady Deadpool. Greater Boy says, Randy, you're retired. Sorry to ask, but how do you get your living? Well, I'm retired. I worked for so long, got a little bit of money, and I can live off my savings indefinitely. But right now I'm using pretty much everything to buy crypto, mostly OMI. OMI Panda says, YouTubers are posting new videos. Is this the bottom and up from here? I get they're trying to make a buck, but as before, you can't call the bottom. I'm just dollar cost averaging as before. Correct, you can't. So there's a buddy that I talked to before talking about, you know, I believe, and what my friend believes is quality over quantity. Now, granted, I do these. Maybe this goes against me because I live stream every night, but granted, the live stream isn't about me saying whatever to like fill my bags. It's about answering people's questions, which I think is something the community needs. I'm very happy with Rob Stuff does that. Rob Stuff is definitely one of the I think people that come from a successful background in collecting, in cards, and knows what to look out for. But he said that there's other people that make so many videos, like multiple videos a day, multiple whatever, that are just doing it just for the buck, just for the quick dollar, just for the quick whatever. Which fair point. No, granted, like I said, I go live every night, and there's a lot of content that's here, but if you take a look at my videos, I go through things that nobody else is talking about, and I go through things and I give my opinion on them, like, oh, hey, this person said this, trying to make sure that people, kind of walking them off the ledge, kind of walking them saying, like, it's okay if you lost a certain amount of money. I did as well. So yeah, I hope I can be kind of a voice of reason there. SWT Gaming says, might as well round it up to 30. Well, I have 20. What do I have? I'm not even gonna. Maybe I will at some point, but I literally have $12 left in there. I'm done, man. I'm done. Let's go to the Facebook. I have 2 notifications there. Oh my god. My friend Anne, I was just talking about her before. I'm going to... Did she delete me? Oh god. Alright. So I found out my friend Nicole later that she's on my life insurance. When I die, she gets... And apparently I'm on hers! If she's married and I get a little bit of her life insurance as opposed to her husband. Like, oh my god, it's insane. Oh, my friend. When you're in the military, and I know I talk about this a lot, but it is a big part of my life, you just... I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just different. And actually, in like 18 hours, give or take, I'm gonna have Sergeant Darrell Lyles on, who was my military training instructor from basic training. So you're gonna really hear a lot about that. You're gonna really hear a lot about how, when he left the house at like 17 to join, it was really nuts. It's really crazy. I really can't wait to get into him with it. But I have. It says, go on, you have 29. I can't do it. Can't do it anymore. I'm done. I'm Panda say, I'm not talking about your channel. Rather, you're not like the others. Oh, thanks, Omi Panda. I love you. Thank you guys for the super chats. Thank you guys for chilling here, being here, keeping me company for 2.5 hours. I love you. I'm going to chill for a little bit. I'm going to make a video later. Big A says, before I started watching you, Randy, Omi was some high-risk project I was going to throw 2K at. 4 months later, I have 13 million OMI and just spent $7,000 on collectibles this month. Just bought time. Let's go! Let's get this bread. I love this game. I'm glad to hear it. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all. Class dismissed. Goodbye. Meow, meow, meow. All right. Meow. Jurassic Park is the most profitable franchise on the planet.